Jackson today. We're trying to get the community set up in Ultima Online. So we're trying to figure out maybe what our guild name is going to be. We're going to have to set up 2 guilds, we've decided. One for the community, crafters, and the PVM side of things. And then we're going to set up another community and guild as well for the PvP side of things, which will probably be faction-based. They'll be going to war, all that good stuff. Right, Eckers? How's it going, everyone? Welcome in. Welcome back. Glad people could make it. We've been doing some magery training last night. Erwin is at 84.9 magery, and Kafrashan, as you can see from the mini screen here, 1 second, Kafrashan here is at 80.8, so that's not bad actually, that's not bad. I find once magery gets to about that 80 plus mark, usually you're ready to go out onto the field with it and stuff like that. Most of the spells you're going to be casting, you're not going to be fizzling and stuff, so you're ready, right? How's it going this morning, bud? How are you this morning? Getting some macroing done yourself as well. My UO community is coming together quite nicely. Oh, just woke up. I had an early one this morning. Like normal, I couldn't sleep, but... And it's funny, you'd think with me being go, go, go all day that I would just crash at night, but, I mean, I do, but not for very long. Oh, setting up work computers? That's fun though, man. I love that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, like you were saying yesterday, I love just tinkering with computers and building computers and pretty much anything to do with computers, really. They're a lot of fun. In a lot of cases, though, they're so unpredictable, right? A lot of computer people will try and tell you if you do one thing one time, it'll continue to do it every single time, but I don't know. With my past computer experiences, a lot of the times there's a lot of ghosts in the system. Oh, okay. Not tinkering, just my work laptop. Oh, alright. That's not bad, though. That's still fun. I always enjoy that. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have the Stream Shed, the gaming PC in here, and then I've got the regular laptop that I take inside once I actually get off stream and everything like that. So how is everyone this morning? It's been a really nice morning so far. I got up nice and early. Was lucky enough to check out one of my buddies and his stream. He was playing a really neat game. It was essentially like a vendor game. He had a store set up and he had to protect his store from thieves and stuff like that. It was funny too. It looked a lot like Ultima Online because essentially it sold like different swords, armor, different potions and stuff like that. Looked really interesting actually. Yeah, I'm the same way, Eckers. Yeah, I like to tinker around with the hardware as well. Just at the beginning of November, I was lucky enough to be able to build a new desktop computer, so that was really cool. Liquidated all my RC stuff. Built the desktop pretty much just before everything went super crazy too. I mean, I got one of the new Zen 3 CPUs, but I mean, I had to camp out for 5 hours. Whereas if it was now, you'd be camping out for 10 plus hours for one of those bad boys, right? So I'm trying to figure out more or less what we should name the guild too. Oh, you built yours back a few years ago? Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured now was kind of a good time. Like, if you can get your hands on one of the new GPUs for MSRP, like the 30 series or the 6000 series from AMD, I mean, you're laughing. They're really good bang for buck GPUs in my opinion. Like the 3060 Ti, that thing's a beast, bang for buck compared to past GPUs and stuff like that. But they're so hard to get, right? You're virtually having to pay double, triple the MSRP from a scalper if you want to get your hands on one. So, I mean, good luck with it, right? Oh, a GTX. See, that's a thing though. A GTX 960 is still like a decent card if you're running 1080p and stuff like that, right? even might be able to push into some 1440 and stuff like that. And that's the thing, like a lot of people don't even realize, like I was discussing it the other day, like your monitor half the times is your limitation, right? People are talking about like, 400 frames a second, but they're running a 60 hertz monitor. Like, what's the point, right? Here we are talking about like new hardware, right? New hardware on like a 25, 30-year-old game, right, Eckers? We're talking about GTX GPUs and like 30 series NVIDIA cards and stuff like that, and here we are in Ultima Online, just pushing the graphical limitations of what our computer can compute, right? Doing a bit of a just chatting session before we get into it here and stuff like that. Today's going to be a pretty chill UO day anyways. It's not like I'm going to be doing anything crazy. We're still building up characters. We're still getting established on UOR. Still macroing characters and stuff like that. So, more of a chill stream today. Trying to figure out and invite new people to the community. By all means, anyone that wants to jump into UOR, I always like to drop the link nice and early. But anyone that wants to jump into the game we are playing here, this is the server. It's UO Renaissance, kind of the period piece for when I kind of stopped playing Ultima Online back in the day. And same with a lot of my friends that are joining into the community. I think at this point, I want to say we have around 5 or 6 people that have joined up. So that's pretty cool. And then whoever else is going to slowly join up over time too. Yeah, join up. You will love it. Yeah, it's really good. I mean, we've also heard too that apparently it plays on mobile devices too. I mean, probably not as good as playing on a PC, but you can play it on a mobile device just in case you don't have a PC. So that's a nice option. Oh, see, and there you go, Eckers. Yeah, I need to replace mine. My monitor is an old Sony TV running 720. But that's the thing, though, right? Like, if that's what you like, if you're happy with that, then that's all you need, right? I mean, half the times, like, I don't know. I'm one of those people where, well, for one, we're coming back to Ultima Online in 2021, right? But I'm more about the gameplay in a game, anyways. So graphics isn't a big huge thing for me anyways, right? And half the times with, like, put it this way, I've literally got sitting in my stack here, I've got a 1440 144 hertz monitor as my main. I've got a 1080p 144 hertz monitor as kind of like the backup and like the like video screen and stuff like that. And then I've got a 1080p 60 hertz screen. And I mean, you would come in here and I mean, if you're trying to tell me that you could tell the difference between the 3 screens, you're joking, right? There might be minor differences, but nah. Yeah, that's the one thing I do like about the like the quicker refresh rates with text refresh rates. You can pick up on the text much easier that way. That's one thing I would always push for, is I would probably take a fast refresh rate over the next resolution or something like that. Like I would stick with 1080p 144 hertz over one like 2K monitor at 60 hertz or something like that. Here we are talking tech on a 20-plus-year-old game, right? We missed our tech talk, so we got to get it in this week. Yeah, we're still just getting set up. Like earlier, I actually just bought this axe too. Maybe I should bank it so it doesn't get stolen. It's just a hatchet, but in case someone has lumberjack, that'll probably actually do pretty well. I mean, it's a hatchet of Vank, so it'll be all right. Yeah, we're slowly getting ourselves together here, folks. As I was saying, we had some people, or we are having some people jump in. So we're trying to establish ourselves here and make sure that we can at least help people when they jump into the game. Because that was the other thing too. I'd almost like to be able to have like a guild for like helping like people out when they just join up on this server. And that would help with recruiting for the guild too. Oh, were you Eckers? That's awesome. Hey, Rotten, how's it going, brother? What's up, bud? We're just getting some Ultima done here. Did you find out when your follow-up phone call was? That'll be pretty cool. That's always exciting. A little bit of anticipation, eh? All right, we'll switch over to game view here. Start actually playing the game here a little bit as we're chatting. All right, what do we feel like doing? That's the other thing too. Oh, Primal Plow, thank you so much for the follow. Always appreciate that. How's it going? We're playing some old school Ultima here. This game is really super old. The grandfather of all Ultima, or of all MMOs, right? Oh, don't worry. What is it? If you're EST, but it's only 8. It's only 8:15. They're not going to be there until at least what, 11:30, right? Remember where you're calling, bud. Hey, Callie, how's it going? How are you today? We're playing some old school Ultima here. We've got some people joining up here, actually. Oh, here's our buddy. We got our buddy standing beside us here as we macro in town. This is one of my other characters, Arwen. This is my tamer character. The taming is actually coming along pretty well. I was surprised. I was really surprised. I've found a couple of decent spots to get some taming done. Kind of undisturbed. Dagger Island is always a good spot to start out your taming. Oh, I'm always good, Callie. I'm always good. You know that. I'm glad that you're doing well today, too. Are you at work already? I always forget the scheduling of things. Because usually when I do my early streams, usually you pop out about halfway through and then pop back in. Oh, they open at 8, Rotten? Oh, I'm surprised. Wow. I'm surprised they're awake that early. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit later. How are you today, Primal? We got so many great friendly people in here today. That's one thing I always say, you know, friendliness breeds friendliness, right? It's always that PMA attitude when you're out there and everything like that. I wasn't sure what we were gonna do right now. I really wanted to get the guild going. Like what? I don't know. I'm so torn on what we want to name the guild, because essentially what I was thinking was I wanted to kind of do like an homage to one of my previous PVM guilds. But the other part too was like I kind of wanted to create something around this community as well. So essentially the way it used to break down was for champ spawns there's 15 red candles, right? So on here, let me see if I can find someone in a guild in this game. Okay, so notice here with Jeeves here, right? You get an acronym, that's the guild acronym, which is a 3-letter acronym, right? So our acronym used to be 15, like the letter 15, and then R, to stand for the 15 red candles that it would take you to progress in a champ spawn to get to the champion, which is kind of almost like a raid in, say, like World of Warcraft or another MMO. It's kind of like the pinnacle of like PVM in this game, right? So we used to do those, and that was our guild name. So I'm thinking about maybe playing off something with like 15 red candles. You know, maybe something PVM based. Uh, Feedback is always helpful, folks. Let me know. Let me know if anyone has any input. Let me know in Discord. Let me know in chat. I'm still trying to figure things out, and I want to know what everyone thinks would be a good guild name. Especially people that are joining the guild too, right? Oh, no way, Callie. You got snow last night? Oh, yeah, that's one thing. We seem to be getting like our snow in like big lots this year. It's just coming down in big dumpings. No worries, Rotten. That's a thing too. I'm always like I always joke about that, but usually even a lot of the times in chats and stuff like that, I'm lurking in the background and stuff. You might not know I'm there and everything, but you don't see me, but I'm there. Oh, really, Callie? Yeah, we had that concentrated snow right around the holidays, like pretty much from probably Christmas Eve to Boxing Day, a little bit after Boxing Day, but ever since then we really haven't had that much snow. We had another dumping, I guess just a few days ago now, where it was to the point where I put pictures on my Discord, like I actually had to push snow from the stream shed door, like out. I pretty much had to dig myself out and get back to the house. It was crazy. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, Primal. I'm glad you're doing well. We're just chilling in game here. Have you ever played Ultima Online, Primal? Oh, and by the way, Rotten, you'll be happy to know, actually, I don't know why we didn't do this earlier, because even my girlfriend was kind of joking about it too, like, you know, why we didn't do it, but I hooked up the Xbox in the bedroom. So now it's off the TV that's always being used by our little guy, so I'll be able to play it a little bit more, maybe? A tiny bit more, maybe? So we might be able to get in some more Paladins play here and there. I'm excited about that. Okay. What do we feel like doing here, folks? Do we want to... Are you on break right now, Eckers? Like, are you able to play? Okay, wait, Eckers. That's the other thing, too. A lot of people help me out with that. Are you using the standard client or are you using the classic client? Because if you're using the standard client, don't. When you get into the game, let me show you here real quick, actually. When you get into the game, go into... Okay, so when you go into your launcher here, this is going to help a lot of people out that might be joining up to UOR. When you get into the launcher here, come into the options panel here in the launcher and use the use classic client. See this little option right here, second down? Use the classic client, because essentially what that allows you to do is you can resize your window, right? Like I could actually open it up even further if I wanted to. Like I can make it like full screen, but I'm kind of old school, so I prefer like having my stuff like off my screen, where my game screen is here and then kind of everything is around it here. But you can make it even full screen if you want to, or old school, right? That's probably more what you're looking at, right? Yeah, we were actually joking about that before, because the first day I played it on stream, that was actually what I had, was on my like 27-inch monitor here. I had this tiny little, you know, picture boxed screen. Oh, you start at 9? Well, do we have time to do a couple quick liches here or something like that, maybe? Maybe we could do some liches here real quick. Pop off some liches. All right. Well, if you want, I will meet you there in like what, 3 seconds? Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, take your time doing that. Let me know when you're ready. All right, and we should probably drop some pouches here. Which one was my pouch? Pouch. Which is my pouch? This one here. All right. Oh, and I mean, for anyone new to to the way some of the mechanics work, what you can do is you can trap pouches, like these little tiny pouches here, and then what that allows you to do is when you get paralyzed, you can pop one of those pouches. It deals like a minute amount of damage to your character in the game, which will allow you to break the paralyze and continue running. So big tip if you ever get paralyzed by a creature or maybe a PK or something like that. Just a little tip there, right? I mean, there's a lot of weird little mechanics in Ultima Online that are like that, right? You've also got spells like Magic Reflect and stuff like that that are going to help you prevent damage to your character and stuff like that, right? If someone's happens to cast a spell on you, like Paralyze or Explosion or something like that. And again, for anyone that wants to join the community, we are starting up a small Ultima Online community here. So by all means, join up with us and stuff like that. We're still trying to figure out what the guild name is going to be, kind of things like that, right? We have decided, I know we're going to do both a PvP guild and a PvM guild. So we're going to have two different guilds. Oh, sorry about cap locks. Oh, no way, Khaled. You actually used to play? No way. I'm super excited for that then. Another old school vet. That's funny. It's such a fun game to play around on. Like, that's one thing I can't wait to do is, I think the next thing I'm going to work on, man, what? Oh, I hate to say this, but people would almost think like I do cocaine or something. I've never touched it in my life. By the way, oh, my nose is driving me crazy. My house is so dry, right? We unfortunately don't have like a built-in humidifier in the house. We just have like a little tiny humidifier. So it gets very dry in our house. And my nose is, oh, my sinuses are horrible recently. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for this because I am really excited to build up like my blacksmithing. Eckers has been doing it recently, and we've noticed there's like no blacksmiths on this shard, or it's the fact that there's too many, so no one runs their own like vendor because everyone has their own blacksmith, so no one sells items. There's no GM weapons, armor, anything like that on the server, it seems like. Oh, I'm super excited then, Callie. That'll be really fun to see that. I'm really excited then. So when you jump in, let me know because we can set you up with a house. Like, we can't at this point. It's not guaranteed we can set you up with like a housing plot, as you know how UO works. But we can set you up with like a small house or something, and then as soon as you're able to place it, we throw it down for you and stuff like that. We've already got, I think we're up to four or five houses in total that we were able to place. So we're building pretty quickly. 3 of them are even in the same area, like literally like as neighbors. So we were really lucky for that. Oh, no worries, Kelly. Yeah, talk to you in a bit. Have fun at work. Oh, all right. Are you all ready, Rob? Should we, I know, did you want to jump in Discord? Or are you already in Discord and I'm the one that's not in Discord?
Hello.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I think that'll make it probably a little bit easier to coordinate things.
I gotta make sure I close the stream.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, that'll reverb pretty good for you. You get a funny echo from me. Pigs in space.
Yeah, no, I changed I don't know what I was doing, but I was running UO a complete different way. And now that I have it up the other way, things are so much better. But
All your hotkeys are
I have a
lost.
whole new razor.
Yeah. Okay.
So everything reset it.
No, don't worry, mate. No, I totally understand that. Like, if you need time to like get things reset up and stuff like that, like I understand, man. Because I did that to myself too. The other thing that happens to me is because I play between the desktop and my laptop, a lot of the times I forget that a certain macro won't be set up between the two computers, so I need to reset it up between like hopping back and forth too. So, yeah, no worries. I'm just chilling, man. We're just chatting away here.
Yes.
So how's your day going so far?
I woke up and now I'm here.
Hey, good then. Good.
Good. I
Yeah, we gotta get our smiths going. This server has such a lack of like GM weapons. Because even this morning, I was trying to look for a weapon to kind of like build up my skills a little bit, but still be able to go hunting with. So I figured use like a GM wep, right? And couldn't find any to buy.
Okay, I got my heel set up. I got my piece set up. Looting. Oh God, I have to set that back up.
Yeah, the nice thing is though, at least once you get everything set up, you're pretty much done, right?
Give myself a little bit of gold so I can at least set up the gold before we go in there. Add target 100,000. No, a million. Pretty sure that would probably like slow me down just
Oh
from the
yeah,
weight of the gold.
yeah, I think so.
Okay, I am good to go now.
Okay. I guess we'll meet there then.
Let me pull a couple more recall scrolls just as a precaution.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I think it was out. Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay, I'll meet you there.
Okay. I have to grab the rune in my so I put it away last night.
Be careful recalling, and there's no. Oh, okay, here we are. They're all in one group. I was gonna say
Right?
like, no, I was really worried that they might have been cleared out by someone else or something like that, but they're all in a big group here, so they're all up by that small tower at the top of the ruins.
Okay.
Slowly taking out liches, everyone.
Oh my God. This is like a much different screen to get used to.
Oh yeah, it's weird, eh? Well, I mean, you get so much more feedback though, right? Because there's so much more to like to watch essentially. Oh, pull them off a little bit there and train them.
Okay, you're gonna have to hold your own for 2 seconds because I still have something not set up.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'm all good here.
Yes. Copy. Okay, recalling back. It
Oh,
would help if I put my weapon on.
oh yeah, yeah. I always forget to do that too when I first start hunting.
I got it so I can scale with my mouse wheel in and out. Very handy.
So you can what? Sorry.
Scale the screen in and out.
Oh, that would actually be really handy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the options. So like when you're looking for enemies, you can like zoom out
Yeah.
or when traveling. And then when fighting something individually, you can like zoom right
Zoom in
into
on
it.
it. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. Huh. That's interesting. Do you play with the 3D um overface like overlay or do you play like old school 2D?
Honestly, I'm probably gonna play with how everything's set up after like later on when I have time to.
Oh, okay. Cuz yeah,
This is
I've always only
all
ever played
really
2D
different to me,
myself. I've
and
never
it's so
switched to
weird
3D.
looking right now. I'm probably on 3D right now, and I do not like it.
Oh, yeah, where like even like the actual physical characters and stuff look different, right?
It's weird.
Yeah, it's all like weirdly like only like almost like polygon graphics.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's giving me I don't know how to
A little bit of
call it.
anxiety. Yeah, it's not the same game, right?
It's like it's moving differently. When I move, everything looks different. I don't know how to put it. It's like the refresh rate is different. Look, the lich.
Just gonna get my heal off there.
Oh, world saving.
Oh, I hate that. I get so
Yeah.
much like anxiety whenever I see the world save go through, especially too because I have a bandage counter and my bandage counter keeps going off. So it's like, wait, what's happening here? Why is my bandage not going off?
Right. No, speaking of which, I should probably bandage myself. I kind of set up my hotkeys a little bit different since I had to redo them all.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So just getting used to it.
Yeah, one thing I've got to reset up on my screen too is at the top when it actually gives you the counts on your different regents and like money and everything like that. So you can actually visually see it in the top bar. Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost died there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to my health, and I had a lich just casting on me as I was just whacking away on him there slowly. I didn't have him
Oh,
pieced. He became unpieced real quick. Unpieced and angry.
speaking of which, I didn't even realize the one I was working on. Oh, I can piece things decently far away.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a pretty good range on it.
Yeah, you found the one that I pieced.
Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Did he come back?
Yeah, and he flame strikes me. Holy
Yeah, he
jumping.
just got too far for me to piece
Holy
again.
jumping. 2 flame strikes in a row. This guy is angry. This guy
Are you?
is angry. Yeah, I'm good here. I'm just peeling off for a quick second here. This guy is angry. Yeah, if worse comes to worse, I've always got healing potions too. I just always forget about them. I gotta get like back into like the visual mindset too, because the other part too is like just because he's not casting on you doesn't mean he's not casting, right? He could be healing himself up. Like the liches are
Yeah,
smart enough to heal themselves up, so you gotta
I
look for
know.
like even the movement in them, right, to see if they're becoming unpieced or whatnot. There's one just behind the small tower there too.
Yeah, I found him.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's one just up above
Oh,
him
yeah,
too.
just off to the left there. Yeah,
Just pull him up and piece him. Yeah, he's pieced.
that's one nice thing about peacekeeping with the warrior skill. Like I like provoke better, I find, with magery, but with a warrior skill, I do like peacekeeping better.
Oh, we got one
Just for
below
spawn
as well.
control. Yeah,
I can't. I
I
don't have
think
view of him.
I should be able to get him. Yeah, I got him.
Okay, cool.
I'll go after him next.
Yeah.
But yeah, the spawn control with peacekeeping is just unreal.
Oh, my health is really. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong heal button. That's why.
Oh,
Loot this quickly. Keep an eye on this buddy over here. Oh my god.
hey, Lava, have a great day. Thank you for stopping in. Have a great day. Enjoy and stay healed up throughout the day, eh? Quick little pop in there.
I thought another one had spawned, but I guess the game was acting a bit weird and just like moved this one without
Oh,
me seeing.
glitched it for a second. Yeah.
No, I don't even have to move. Another one spawned.
That's always nice when that happens. Yeah, later what we'll have to do is once we get a little bit more skilled up and stuff, my buddy and I were having pretty good luck at the Cyclopses too, in T2A. The only thing is, though, that seems to be a hotter spot for PKs and stuff like that. And the other thing, too, is if you die there, it's way harder to get out of there, right? Because you're in T2A,
Yeah.
so, like, there's just not as much opportunity to run out. Whereas here, it's no big deal if you die. Like, okay, I run back to Britain, I re-gear, and I come back again. Like, all right, big deal. Oh, I just found a treasure map. What level are they? I think 3 from... Yeah, they're level 3 from Liches. Cool. An Adept. That's cool.
Yeah, I found one last night.
Oh, beauties. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. We've got... I met a random person on UO the other day and just kind of got them started and stuff like that and helped them out and everything. And I think they were talking about they were going to try and make a T-Hunter character, so that'll be pretty cool. That's
Sweet.
always fun to do. Yeah, between all the different members, we'll have a lot of different character selection. Oh, sorry.
My black thing is sitting around like 85, 90 area.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's really
with
good.
the income we are getting from this, I might actually buy up like a couple stacks of ingots.
Oh, yeah, just to keep it going.
Right.
Yeah.
At macro for a good while. Because it gets like I'm gonna end up like going through like probably like a good 10,000 ingots getting the last bit.
Oh, for sure. Yep. Yeah, apparently someone said it takes roughly 90,000.
Ooh.
So I mean that's huge. Or wait.
No, it's
No,
I think
it's
somewhere
sorry, 50.
17,000.
Oh, 17? Oh, I mean 17 wouldn't be bad at all. 17
No.
is nothing practically.
I'd give up now if it was 90,000.
Yeah. Yeah, no, even GM Elky, I think I got that in what? I want to say maybe 20K reges. But the nice thing with that is, as you're building it the whole time, like I literally just went from total refreshes to greater heals to greater cures to greater explosion to to deadly poison. So everything the whole way was usable. So like I can sell them, we can use them. So it's a really useful skill to even build up. How are you doing for money here? I probably should.
I'm only at like 2,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, well then you start like looting some of my kills here too.
Oh, you done poisoned me.
Are you okay? Oh, are you okay down there? Healing you up. Gotta keep
You,
you healed up.
the razor hasn't been auto de-equipping my weapon. The whole dress thing's not really working that great right now. I'm gonna have to work with it later.
Oh, really? For like potions and stuff like that?
I don't know that option that I set it up before we came out here, but it's not working. Like de-equipping my weapon so I can use a potion.
Huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I always seem to use a one-hander anyway, so I don't generally have that problem. Um, I know I did have to set it up in Razor to actually do it though, so that wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't auto set up like the for spell casting, yeah.
Fine. I just gotta figure out what I did wrong. Fine.
Oh yeah. Oh, one down here.
Got so many I get like dead lich bars on my screen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I try and keep my screen like a little tidy just so I don't run into that problem because there's nothing worse than going to click a piece or something on a character that's already dead.
Yeah. Oh, I've been one of them. Sorry, two of them I can't get rid of for some reason. They
Oh,
like it
because
to
they're
each other.
attached. Yeah, for some reason, when you attach them together on this like server, they don't seem to get deleted. It's really super frustrating. I
Right?
have noticed that myself too. Yeah, so don't connect health bars together. It's the same with if I remember correctly too, like the spell, like the little spell icons too. Don't connect the spell icons together either, because I'm pretty sure they will stay on screen too. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to get them off screen, maybe by like shift clicking or something, but I haven't figured it out.
Seeing a whole lot of corpses and not a whole lot of liches.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Big John. Are you a big UO player as well? We're just slowly getting our money together for the community here. We've got a couple of players coming in here, John, and you're welcome to play here. Let's drop the link here. By all means, Ultima Online Renaissance, you're welcome to join up into the community. Old school UO players here, a lot of vets.
Oh, I'm fatigued.
Oh, okay.
You want to grab an item off me?
Yeah, drop it on the ground there, and I'll grab it off you.
Oh, I got never mind.
You have a bunch of like
I got
damage on you or something.
the lich got he's dropped my strength down.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool, John. What server did you used to play on back in the day? Oh, we got another lich incoming here.
Yeah, it's good. I got them calmed.
All right, cool.
I just can't move right now.
All right, get yourself sorted out here, and then we'll go back to town here. We should probably drop off
Yeah.
here then.
I would have to drop so much right now, or just wait for the spell to wear off.
Oh, here.
There we go. Okay, I still can't carry that piece. He's pieced again.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the plate legs. They'll probably end up being something crummy anyways.
There's a battle axe in there.
John, don't worry. That's why I built the stream shed. I'm outside of my house right now, so even though my girlfriend wants to yell at me, she has to come outside in the cold winter to yell at me, right? I thought ahead. All right, loot that guy, and then we'll get out of here, bud. We'll meet in Oklo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am R2.
Yeah, just drop some stuff real quick, man.
Yeah.
That's too funny, John. Yeah, the addiction is real, right? The addiction is real.
I really need to keep an eye on my.
Oh, your weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, I almost kind of work it off. Like, I try and, like, I can carry roughly around five pieces of, like, armor or weapon and around 5K. So as soon as I get around 4K, I usually start turning in.
Yeah, I had a lot more than that. I've been keeping all the armor items I find at my house, and it's just secured to friends.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
by all means, anyone who needs gear can go in and out of there.
John, it's so true, right? You can't use the doghouse treatment if I'm already out here all the time gaming, right? It's like, get out to the doghouse. Okay, that's where my good computer is. And you're totally right. It's the great grandfather of all MMORPGs, right? Most people don't even realize that. They're like, "Oh, EverQuest is, the birthplace of MMOs." No. Do you have time for another quick run?
No,
No. Okay, no worries, man. Yeah, no worries, man. I completely understand. No, I'm glad at least we got in what we got in there. You probably made some decent money there at least.
yeah, I pulled in about 5,000 there.
Beauties.
I brought in about 10,000 or so last night after you left.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and I found one treasure map while I was out.
Oh,
Um,
beauties.
an adeptly drawn treasure map.
Well, that's not bad. That'll work for you. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, like I think you can usually sell those for around 2.5 to almost 3,000 if I'm not mistaken. At least on my old server you could. Maybe not here, but they do go for decent money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing UO when Evercrack came out too, and also too when World of Warcraft came out. I played Ultima Online long enough that like World of Warcraft came out during me playing Ultima Online, and that was like the killer. This is Ultima Online Renaissance, Kitten. If you'd like to join, by all means, join up with us. We'd love to have you. We're starting a little community here. We have quite a few players actually joining up. I think we're up to, I want to say our count is probably up to around 6+ players now, like in our tight-knit group. So that's pretty fun. We're going to be taking over the server in no time. Because also, too, we have to vote on a guild name here, everyone. We got to make sure we vote on a guild name. $15 red candles. Or maybe we could even just go like super like basic. We could do like PVM as the PVM guild and PvP as the PvP guild if they aren't already taken.
I don't know. I thought you would probably like go after something that had
Po-
something to do with potions.
I want, like, I'd love to. It's just like, I mean, it's about the community too, right? So I'd love to do like something with everyone's feedback a little bit.
Yeah,
But even like potions are us or something would kind of be funny. But I want a little bit of community like input with it and everything like that. Oh yeah, he might have his turned up louder. But yeah, I want a little bit of input from the community and stuff like that regarding like, you know, how we want to name them and stuff like that. See what everyone's feeling. Most people are still just macroing skills and stuff like that, I think.
mm.
Some people are still getting loaded into the game and everything as well. I was really surprised and impressed actually when I heard that you could play it on mobile too. Between Android or tablet, that's really nice. That's
Yeah.
nice
I
to have
don't
as a
know
live
how I
feature. Play it
feel
from your
about
bed.
trying to take down liches on a mobile with touch screen.
Oh
And
yeah,
no,
yeah, it'd be a little hairy at times, right?
it's quick, especially with UOs, like how precise you gotta be,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It'd probably be more something you'd want to do as like a craft or something like that, maybe.
right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do it as like a, you know, a hairy tamer or something, but you know, walking around mining, maybe doing some crafting, that wouldn't be too bad on mobile. Actually, you know what? That is actually a really good idea. You run like a shop from your cell phone or whatnot, just restocking your shop. Because that's the one nice thing about the game too, right? You can just run a vendor from your house, so you can just restock it from your from your cell phone. Go mining from your cell phone. That kind of makes sense. Oh, no phone, Big John. Oh, but or is that no iPhone because it's on Android devices, not on iPhones, I've heard. Crazy closed source programming with those iPhones. Oh, you had two iPhones, no Android device. That's what it usually comes down to. That was what my nephew had to deal with as well. He was just lucky enough he did get like a gaming PC for Christmas this year, so but it's okay. Even, I mean, as you know, even any computer that you may have too, if you got a computer laying around too. It's not like it takes a lot of hardware to run this game. That's the nice thing about it. All right, okay. I really do want to get this guild stone set up and start adding people to the guild here. Okay, so on Discord here, anyone that's on Discord, we're gonna set up some votes here. We're gonna see what people feel like on Discord here. So if anyone wants to join Discord, by all means, join Discord. Let me know if you'd like to watch. Or let me know if you have input on what you would like the guild name to be, by all means. Join up on Discord. We have an Ultima Online thread going, and I will be putting a couple of different guild names in here, and then hopefully we'll figure something out. So 15R is going to be number 1. So 15 red candles, 15R. Okay. Next is player versus monster. And again, this is so long as these acronyms obviously are available too, right? We may have to play around with them a little bit, folks, to get something to actually work and dial in properly. But this is what I would ideally like to work off of. And again, if anyone has any input on actual like names too, these are just some things off the top of my head here that I'm whipping into Discord. I've got, okay, so the first one is 15 red candles with 15R as the acronym. We've got player versus monster with PVM as the acronym. We've got us versus them with UVT as the acronym. The more I look at that one, I really like that one. And then we could always do something just like, and if I spell this one wrong, I will look it up and spell it right in the actual thing. And this one's kind of just like a little bit more like about like the actual like heals community. There's the spiritually initiated, which actually kind of would be kind of a cool one, because that's what I call like the community, right? Is you guys are the spiritually initiated, right? And that one would have the acronym like HLZ or something for like heals on you or something maybe. So that one could be kind of interesting too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really torn between them now. I'm really torn between them. Like, what are people feeling? I don't know. I really like the spiritually initiated. Because again, spiritually initiated kind of like sums up everything. Instead of like being just player versus monster, it's summing up kind of what we do in total. So I don't know. I like the spiritually initiated. I like the 15 red candles because that's, again, like a throwback to my old guild that we used to play on Adam Ant's server. If anyone out there knows like these throwbacks, like Napa Valley, Gull, Leaders of the Liches, stuff like that, right? Way back in the day. 15 red candles was the old PVM guild that I was part of on that server, which unfortunately was taken down and kind of shut down due to unfortunate circumstances, and then it was replaced. I believe we ran with PVM for a while as the acronym. So again, a throwback to something like that would be kind of neat, because a lot of this gameplay is meant to be really nostalgic, right? I've got a lot of old friends joining back up that used to play with me back in the day and everything, so a lot of it is about what we used to do, right? Big John, any input, bud? Do you have any input on what the name should be? Killface Kitten, are you going to join up? Do you have any input on what the name should be? I'm really liking the spiritually initiated, though, because like I said, like spiritually initiated, for one, is kind of like someone that has achieved enlightenment. So I like that, because again, like that's how I kind of refer to the community as a whole is, you folks are the spiritually initiated, for coming in, getting healed up, staying healed up, right? Both in game and in real life. But I like the idea of having the spiritually initiated name because it kind of encompasses more than just like player versus monster. Because if it's a community based guild, that's gonna, include some crafters, it's going to include maybe some role players and stuff like that. It'd be nice to maybe, transcend past just player versus monster. So I'm really leaning towards the spiritually initiated and HLZ. I don't know. Any input would be greatly appreciated. I'm torn on this one. I'm really torn on this one. Hopefully by the end of the stream we'll have a name figured out. Who knows though, right? Because I'd like to get some feedback on what we want to create the name as. And don't forget, there are going to be 2 guilds. What have we accomplished? Not much. Not much, Rotten. Not much. I'm just chilling. Big booty giants? You know what? BBG? I don't hate it. So that's the thing, Rotten. You get a name, like you get, I think there's a limit on the actual name of the guild. You get so many characters, and then there's a 3-letter acronym that everyone will have above their name. Like here, if I click on the screen here, it shows it. So Jeeves here has it. So his acronym is OFF, and his guild title is Mr. ID, right? So, and again, you can give people guild titles too. So I could give you, like, you know, like the awesome, super amazing Rotten. Well, I couldn't actually put it that long, but you can give people titles in the guild, right? The guild activities in this game are actually really in depth. 5 saves lives. TTSL. That is a good one, John. I like that one. The Ultima Crusaders. I like that one. I was just talking about the spiritually initiated with like acronym HLZ. I kind of like that one. But like these ones are funny, right? I like the BBG one. That one's pretty funny. Oh, excuse me. Big booty giants. Maybe we'll play around with it a little bit more. Thick. Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking. I want people to feel comfortable joining the guild, right? We don't want to turn people away just by the name that we've picked. Yeah, like I'm thinking it's probably at this point between, and I like us versus them too, because I like the acronym UVT, like the capital U, small V, big T. Giant Goblin Kings. Oh, that one's not too bad. GGK. Yeah, that one's not too bad. Giant Goblin Kings kind of reminds me of like magic cards back in the day. Like the Goblin King. Where is this guy getting all his armor from? Greenwich. Where's this Greenwich crafter? It's probably his crafter. Oh, it's a boss in a game you play. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it reminds me of the Goblin King from old school magic cards back in the day. Here, 1 second. I just got to replenish Arwen's bag of regents here so she can continue casting here. I think I've got stuff already bought. I'm still here, folks. I'm still here. I'm still here. We got that. What else do we need? I'm still here. Just doing something off screen for a quick second. Bear with me here. Black Pearl. And then Sulfur's Ash. Alright, now we can keep casting for a little bit there on this screen. Alright. Sorry about that, folks. Just had to pay attention to my laptop there for a quick second. BRB, gonna go GM to some peeps. Oh, no worries, bud. No worries. No worries. Make sure you spread out the healing to everyone out there. Say good morning to everyone. How's the day going? That's one thing too, like with everything going on, it's really too bad that you can't like smile at people, right? It's just such an easy way to kind of pass on a nice greeting and stuff like that, and you know, you can't smile at people, so make sure you just say hello, how was your day, you know, what's up, that kind of thing, right? Hey, how's it going, Callie? No worries. Glad to be in the background here. Oh, that's super awesome. Always appreciate the views. See, I kind of am leaning towards that too, Eckers, like the spiritually initiated, and I just like that term too, like the spiritually initiated. Um, it it I don't know, being you know finding enlightenment, finding happiness, kind of more or less, and stuff like that. Like being spiritually initiated is something that most people in the meditation community always strive for and stuff like that, right? So I like that kind of name for the community, right? It kind of encompasses staying positive mental attitude and stuff like that, right? Which I'm always preaching in this stream, right? So I don't know. I exactly, Eckers. That's the other part too, right? I think that's kind of what this is all about, right? I was summing Ultima Online up the other day, and Ultima Online for me, anyways, it's the mac and cheese of video games, right? It's the comfy blankie of video games. Regardless of kind of where I am and what I'm doing, I always feel like I can come back to Ultima Online. Again, it doesn't take like some beastly computer to run or anything like that. It's just a lot of fun with the community. You can go around role playing if you want. You can go around just being an idiot on like a newbie character if you want. It's just a lot of fun to just poke around on, right? Yeah, like this is definitely the year for spiritual spiritual enlightenment and spiritual initiation, right? So yeah, see, UO and City of Heroes, yes, my comfy games, like, yeah, like they're the mac and cheese of video games, right? Like the shepherd's pie of video games for the most part. You put a little bit of ketchup on top and Bob's your uncle, right? You're off to the races with these types of games. That's why I love them. Even in a lot of cases, like I know it sounds so stupid, but I love just bank sitting, like just being social at the bank, especially with a setup like this where essentially all the new players are funneled to Oklo. I love sitting here and just helping out new players coming onto the server, helping out people with questions, because even as an older game, there's still new people joining up and stuff like that, right? Because the nice thing too is you can play it on mobile devices like tablets, cell phones. So a lot of younger kids are playing it because it is available and it's free to play, right? So it's kind of neat, helping out, some people that might not know certain things, or, giving them a helping hand to start out the game too, right? Big John, it's funny though, John. It's funny how quick it starts to come back to you, right? And it's funny too, because I've even had people comment on that. It's like when you smell something and all of a sudden, your memories just start to click, and all the synapses start to start to pop, right? See, I remember I used to tame a dragon. Dragon taming is the most overpowered ability in the game, right? Especially on this server, because I've never played a server like this where essentially it's very classic to old school, but your follower limit is 8. Look at that. So if you do the math breakdown, John, that means you can have 2 dragons and a nightmare following you. I've never played on a server like that before. All the servers I always played on, if I remember correctly, was always 1 dragon and a nightmare. It was a 5 follower limit. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, having a dragon is almost insta-win. It's like, well, I was saying to Eckers too recently as well, like if you want to start up like a good cheap good money-making character right early, do like my character right here. Like this is literally meditation is in there because of building up magery, but like this is literally the template I would suggest someone start the game and build, is a peace warrior. You can control so much spawn and get a decent weapon, and you're making pretty okay money really early, right? But yeah, as soon as you get to like dragons, actually Arwen, the person that's sitting right beside me here that looks just like me, that's my tamer, right? So she's slowly getting built up. But once she's able to tame nightmares and dragons, it's endgame, right? Like that's endgame stuff right there. Then you're taking on like, you know, the champ spawns, Harwer, stuff like that with your group, right? Oh, excuse me so much, folks. Oh. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to buy some cheap katanas, and we're just going to go hacking on some stuff for a little bit. At least if we're going to, like, stand around doing something, we might as well, like, at least be building up skill, right? So we might as well go at least hacking on some, like, ettins and stuff like that in a dungeon somewhere. We'll just buy some cheap katanas. That's the one thing Eckers and I were complaining about with this server. We find that, I guess maybe it's because everyone's so established on the server already, but there's no, like, GM weapon or armor vendors on the server. So even in a situation like this, I forgot gold. So even in a situation like this where I have, like, magic weapons to use if I'm going out hunting, I don't really want to use those for just gaining skill and waste them. So there's nowhere to just buy a GM, like, sword or something like that for just going out and, you know, smacking on some ettins or something like that. It's really weird. But other than that, it is, I really like this server actually because of how, like, how periodic it is. It's very true to the T2A time period. The other part I like about it too is, and it does seem to be the case, it's not a pay-to-win server, whereas I have been on some pay-to-win servers where unless you're willing to pay money for certain like in-game currencies to buy like the elite items, you're not even going to be able to keep up in like newbie dungeons and stuff like that. Like even entering like Shame or something like that, there's like literally like 100 like ettins, or there's like 100 like Earth Ellies right at the door. So like how can you take that out as a new person without like this super elite weapon, right? You can't. So it's really unfortunate, but a lot of servers are like that nowadays to pay the costs, right? Oh, no worries, Eckers. No, I got a couple of weapons here. Like I said, I'm literally just going to go to like I'm just going to go to like Shame or something, or like even Despise, and just like whack on some ettins or something, right? Just so that I'm at least filling the time while I'm chatting here. Right? Because I'm more or less like almost using this time slot as like a just chatting session. I'd almost rather use it as like an educational session for you. And again, actually one thing I'm gonna do too is drop the link for anyone that wants to join up. By all means, join up. I mean, we'd love to have you in on the server, on you know, on our team. We're slowly building a little community. We've got about 4 houses placed on the server right now. 3 of them are actually in the same location, so that's really super cool. But yeah, no, we'd love to have you. And also too, just in case as well, in case anyone wants to join the Discord as well, we'd love to have you as part of the spiritually initiated, right? You know what, Eckers? I think, bud, I think that's gonna be what we're gonna name the guild. Because at the same time too, like, oh, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze here for sure. 1 second. One of those, right? One of those ghost ones. One of those ghost ones. But no, I think, like we've been discussing, Eckers, I think the spiritually initiated just sums up, like, what I'm looking for out of the name so well. I don't know about the acronym, though. Maybe we'll change, like, maybe, like, HLZ won't be the acronym as, like, heals. I was actually almost thinking of having the acronym as new, NEW, for, like, essentially, like, again, like, helping out new players. So we'd be a helpful community, kind of almost like healing up the server and stuff like that in general, healing up the server, like the new player base and stuff like that, because on my old server it was very elitist, but there was one guild that was geared towards helping new players, and it really helped out the player base. You know, having a guild, even just ask questions in too, right? Oh, Big John, this is UO Renaissance. So this is the link right here. So UO Renaissance. And again, it's a free server, free to play, free to download. That's what's really nice about it, and that's why I'm really pushing it for the community, because again, like, UO doesn't take many requirements to play. It's a free game, so anyone can join up. And the nice thing about it too is it's cloud-based, right? It's server-based, so anyone can join in at their own, you know, time frames, because so many different people game at different times, right? You might be able to watch me when I'm streaming, but you can only play with me later when I'm not streaming, right? So things like that. But great game to play, everyone. You know, Ultima Online is such a comfy game to play. You know, it's not great graphically or anything like that, but the gameplay, second to none. What you can do in it, second to none. Like, house ownership in this game is the best, in my opinion, out of any game I've ever played, other than maybe Fallout, like 4, which is a waste of time anyways. But in this, you can run a shop out of your house, like an actual vendor store. Like, you could open like a mall almost. It's awesome. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't think about that from a streaming standpoint. You know what's funny, actually, Cluckers? Because I'm so old school, I like the lights being off, but I understand from a streaming standpoint, it can be a bit of, a weird thing. One second, what is it? Filters? Light levels. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, folks. Yeah. Like I said, I'm old school, so I don't run within lore, anything like that, right? That's funny. Oh, here we go. We're getting jumped here. I think I should be okay, though. I think I should be okay. Like I said, we're just kind of smacking away at some stuff, gaining some skills while we're just talking here, right? It's not like I'm actually doing this to gain money or anything like that. But yeah, Eckers, I really think the spiritually initiated just kind of sums up the guild, things like that, right? And then, like, maybe, I don't know, we're still playing around with the acronym. I like the spiritually initiated for the name of the guild, but I don't know if I'm in love with the HLZ for the acronym. So spiritually initiated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Spiritually initiated, and then where would you go from there with something else? What else could there be? Spiritually initiated, and then like SI? Like, that's boring, right? Maybe do, like, if it's available, like PVM for the acronym, or we could even do like 15R for the acronym, and then it's kind of like the community end a little homage. I don't know. Oh, that's true too, eh, Cluck? That's true. When you're like stealthing through the dungeon for a little bit more like ambiance and stuff like that. That's really true. That would be really fun. Well, even I know this sounds really weird, but even when I'm playing one player sometimes, it's like bringing the oldest of old schools in with the newest of new schools. So, on the VR headset, you can essentially run like virtual desktop, right? Which is essentially you running like your computer through the virtual reality headset. So what you can do is you can play Ultima Online like in virtual reality, right? Which is really, really funny. Because here you are playing this super old school game in like the newest of new technologies, right? Stop moving, alright. Stop moving. You're annoying me. I'll just piece him so he stops moving. OGM, Order of the Grand Magus. Oh, I like that actually. Or, how do you pronounce that? Magus? Magus? I actually like that one though. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the spiritually initiated. I'm just gonna play around a bit with the acronym. Like, I don't know if I like the, like I've said, I don't know if I like that HLZ acronym. Like, it's not bad, but I think I'd rather go like maybe with like acronym new or something. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, it is Order of the Magus. Oh, okay. That's the thing, like with like so many different like fantasy books and stuff like that. If you if you only read these words, you don't know how they're pronounced, right? It's like that one joke from if anyone watches How I Met Your Mother, where Ted is teaching his class and he's essentially talking about like this old architect, and he's going on about essentially how it's what is it? He's a real chem chameleon. He's a real chameleon of social interaction, and his class just kind of like pauses for a second, and they're like, "Pardon?" And he continues on, you know. I can't achieve that level of chameleon that he was able to, and like he continues on, right? And the whole class is like, "Do you mean chameleon?" And he just kind of pauses. No, no, chameleon. And they continue on, and it continues on for quite a while, and it gets to the point where no, it's chameleon. But if you don't hear the word pronounced, looking at it spelt, you would think it was chameleon, right? It's like all my friends used to make fun of me because I always used to pronounce it mage, like Magerie, right? Like a soft A. And all my friends are like, no, it's Magerie, it's Magerie. You're a mage. It's a mage tower. Okay. I read it as mage. I don't know. Magerie. Oh, I'm super glad people are starting to join up to the community too. Like I said, I think we're up to, I want to say, at least 5, 6, 7 plus people like that have joined up in the last couple of days, like the last week or so. So we have a decent community going. Like the guild is definitely going to be like up and running. The only thing I haven't done is actually place the stone and named the guild at this point. We have 3 houses, like literally neighboring one another, side by side, that we were able to place throughout the last couple of days. We have a guild house, so we're ready to hit the ground running, folks. So by all means, join up to UOR, everyone. Ultima Online Renaissance. We'd love to have you. And if you're new, by all means, let me know. I can always get you started with some gear, different equipment or something. If you're a crafter, I can always try and start you out with some resources or something, or a house to be able to craft or macro in. So hit us up, right? Join the Discord by all means. We'd love to have you in the Discord as well. And have some fun, right? Like we were saying, have some mac and cheese with us. Have some mac and cheese of gaming. We're just doing literally just some character building here, as you can see. My character is actually doing pretty decent. Like, he's almost ready to go here. But we're just kind of getting the last little bits of tactics, which is weird. Like, it's so much lower than all my other skills. It's kind of strange. Oh, no worries, Rotten. No, don't worry. I mean, there's no hurry at the same time, too. Like, that's what I keep saying, too. It's nice because this is the type of game where you can just jump in, jump out. I mean, we've got so many different people and so many different time zones with my community, right? Because I stream so early in the morning, that it's nice to know that you could just jump in, play with some different people, you know, talk in the guild chat and then see who's online, stuff like that, right? Because that's the one thing, because this game is very old school, there's a lot of limitations on what you can kind of do in the game. So one of the things that a lot of people have been asking me about is essentially adding friends in the game. Really, the only way to add friends in the game, per se, is through the guild system, by actually, like, allying with someone in the guild stone, which is, again, pretty much the topic of today. What we want to name the guild, how we want to run it. We already know there's going to be 2 guilds because we're going to have a PvP guild and a PvM guild. The PvP guild is going to be most likely faction based. It's going to be a warring guild. So if anyone wants to go to war with our guild or anything like that, by all means, bring it, right? We got a lot of old school vets. Boom! Just dinged 100 anatomy. So we just DM'd anatomy or GM'd anatomy on this character. We just DM'd it. No, we GM'd it. But yeah, we got some old school vets here. A lot of players that like PvP a lot. I'm indifferent about it. I enjoy the challenge of PvP. I won't usually go out and search for it, but if someone wants to try and take me on the field, bring it. As soon as I get my tamer going and stuff like that too, I laugh when people try and take me out half the times. You better be really prepared. There you go, Rotten. There's some positivity too. Well, by all means, bud. I mean, it sounds like you're a pretty technical guy as it stands. But by all means, if you need any help, you know, what components, what I find too is where you can push and pull, right? Where you can take some money from one component and put it into another component, potentially for a time being, things like that, right? Because I find a lot of people, like Eckers and I were discussing earlier, a lot of people just overspend in a lot of computer components. Here we are talking tech, and again, we're playing a game from the mid-90s, right? Bud, pull up your toaster and put a screen on it, and I think you can load up UO on it. The only problem is you just got to get a big enough hard drive for your toaster, okay? Yeah, no worries, Rodden. I'd love to help out with that. I'm always looking for tech talk and stuff like that, right? That's actually something I was doing recently for a couple of friends, but I will warn you, Rodden, this is, like, I hate to say this, because I'm going to sound so negative, but it's very, very true. This is a horrible time to build a computer, man. With everything going on in the world and everything, computer parts are going for just insane prices. Used components, most new components you can't even pay or find things for MSRP. Even older components from like a couple of years ago, even most of them are sold out in the stores and stuff. So it's a hard go right now, I will warn you. Yeah, but at the same time too, like, it's worth it, right? No, that's the other part too, John. I think, like, if you have any smartwatch from the past like 10 years, you probably could play it. It would handle it. I mean, the screen size would be really small. You'd be trying to like click on, you know, like the creatures and stuff like that. You know, it'd be pretty tight, but it would handle it. There you go, John. Yeah, you just pick up something easy, right? You just do a little bit of crafting. Like I said, that's what the mobile devices are great for. Just running your store from your watch. You know, you're at work or something like that. All your coworkers are like, John, you check your phone a lot at work, eh? And meanwhile, you're just sitting there like, yep. Gotta make sure the store is running smoothly, right? Gotta make sure everything's stocked up. Gotta make sure your mass regents are getting sold out. Oh, that would be classic. That would be, like, honestly, that'd be so much fun. I think I need to pretty much load it up on my phone now. Because that'd be fun, even just being able to, like, play in the car while you're driving and stuff like that. Do a little bit of quick mining or something. Even, again, maybe just some bank sitting, right? Even just for the chatting feature of it. Just bank sitting. Someone has a quick question or something like that. Oh, my lips are so chapped. Oh, it'd be super awesome, though, Rotten, once you get a computer. And that's the other thing, too, like, one thing, like, so right off the top of my head that you kind of don't want to skimp on because you don't really want to have to replace it is, like, your motherboard, right? And because of the way computer components work, like, something like a motherboard, for the most part right now, aren't really selling out. It's mainly GPUs that are selling out. So if you invest a decent amount in your motherboard, you could always get like a cheaper GPU, CPU, everything, and just pile it onto that and get the computer up and running for now, and then upgrade as time goes on and as parts kind of start, you know, measuring out again to what their actual value is. So you could go that route too, right? Kind of start with like a decent upgradable platform, like a really nice like power supply, a really nice motherboard, a decent like hard drive, solid state, that sort of thing. And then, even the CPU probably won't be much of a problem to really find what you're looking for. But you could always drop in like, whatever GPU gets you running, right? Like that's the thing. Like I think like even Eckers and I were talking about this earlier. Like I really think a lot of people like overvalue, and then that's not the right term, but a lot of people put too much in like their GPUs. Like most people like that upgrade their GPU every year, every 2 years, like they're probably not even really getting the most out of their GPU. Things like that, right? So I don't know. Because like we were saying, like if you're running a 60 hertz monitor and you're pushing like 300 frames a second, everything above everything above 60 frames a second is pretty much useless. So things like that, right? You can run an older GPU and still be fine on 1080p. Oh, dude. Like that, like, don't get me wrong, like that's awesome. The only thing is though, like, I don't know. Again, like that 3060 is so much GPU, right? Like I would almost go the other route and kind of, like, especially, I don't know. It's such a hard thing to place right now. Like getting into computer gaming and stuff like that. But the way GPUs seem to be going is they're getting like priced better, and once like the market gets evened out, it'd be better to get a higher end CPU and motherboard right now and then wait for like the next generation of GPUs than to invest all the money kind of in the GPU. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but plus the other thing too, and I'll be honest too, like I don't know, I'm a bit biased at this point. But I'm a huge AMD fan. You'll hear a lot of people talk about like, oh, Intel's the best for gaming. Intel's the best for gaming. And technically you're right. But it's like saying that's like saying you should buy a truck because a truck is best for towing. When towing is something you only do maybe what? 10% of the time, 20% of the time. And don't get me wrong, you can do all the towing you can with an SUV, as with a pickup truck. It's just an SUV is so much more practical all around, right? And that's kind of where AMD sits. AMD is like so much better at multi-core production, everything like that. And they barely lose to Intel in game. Well, I mean, the new Zen 3s actually trounce everything Intel has to offer. Like even the 5600X, which is the lowest end AMD CPU right now, trounces pretty much even the mid to higher end CPUs from Intel right now. So like it's a bit of a bias, but I would be looking at AMD personally. Plus the other part too is they're a little bit more upgrade friendly. Their boards are a little bit more widely universal. So say you get like an older CPU for now, you can upgrade to a newer CPU easier on the same motherboard platform, whereas Intel is more specific. Their motherboard selection is much tighter for compatibility. So that's something to keep in mind too. Seeing again, like the Threadripper, honestly, no offense, that's a waste of money in my opinion. Like, well, actually, like unless you're getting into production and stuff like that, like don't get me wrong, like if you're like, like into that sort of thing and you need that, then get it. But otherwise, it's a lot of money to get into something like that. Like for an example, like I'm running the Zen 3 5600X in my system right now, and I mean I'm running multiple Chrome panels. I'm running Discord. I'm running OBS with review. I'm running, I mean, it's the slowest game ever, like Ultima Online. It's no CPU requirement, but usually I'm running like Overwatch, World of Warcraft, anything like that. And I don't generally see above 30-40% CPU usage, right? So And that's only on the 6 core, right? So just to throw it out there, right? Oh, he wasn't even able to attack me. Oh, see, then yeah, I mean, if that's what you're going to be getting into, then I mean, a Threadripper could be worth it. But even the new, I would probably even look at the new 5900 X. Um, Bang for buck, they're saying that that's like probably like the go-to CPU right now. You can get into like the 5950, but again, it's such a big jump, and the actual like price to performance really isn't a huge jump. Whereas they're saying the 5900 is like the sweet price point right now. Like again, like if that's in your budget and you can find one, get that. You can get a Threadripper, sure. You can flex and stuff like that, but I mean, there's very few people that are going to ever touch what a thread. And put it this way too, if I'm not mistaken, you might want to look it up too, because if I'm not mistaken, probably the new 5900X Zen 3 will probably run and beat a Threadripper from Zen 2 in terms of gaming. And it would probably run with it in terms of multi-core processing too. So look into the stats there too, right? And probably too save you a couple bucks in the long run. So, because we just saw like a huge jump, more or less, what I'm getting at in terms of CPU, like computing power. Like the Zen 3s are ridiculous. And yeah, that's the other part too. Like you really got to do a lot of research on price to value, right? Because like we were just discussing, like Eckers and I were saying earlier, there's no point running. Like a lot of people talk so much about like CPU bottlenecking and GPU bottlenecking and RAM bottlenecking. Great, but most people's bottleneck is actually their monitor half the times. People are talking about like 300 frames per second on a 60 hertz monitor. Everything above 60 hertz is virtually useless. You're not rendering any frames on the screen any quicker than 60 frames per second. So where are all these extra frames going? So why do you have like a 3080, in your system running 400 frames per second? Like it's useless, right? So, you could spend that money elsewhere, right? All this nerd talk. And again, I always laugh because it's nerd talk during a 20-year-old game. But yeah, like, and that's what I'm saying, right? Like, there's so much room to push and pull in different components, right? Because the other thing too is like, like I'm a big fan of going, say, with like a smaller solid state boot drive, NVMe or something like that, and then like a really large old school hard drive. Because again, bang for buck, you're never going to touch, like a 4 terabyte hard drive for what was mine? I think it was $110 for a 4 terabyte hard drive. Like, you're never going to touch that with a solid state, right? So, and again, you don't need a solid state to play UO. You don't need a solid state to play any game. You put your operating system on your solid state, maybe 1 or 2 key games that you care about your load times with. Like the extra 7 seconds is really going to affect your gameplay of load time, not frames per second, because frames per second is not affected by really your hard drive speed. And go to town, right? Have this huge hard drive that you can load up every single game that you've ever even thought about owning, right? That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, and I feel like AMD is the best price point right now, because like I said too, like you can go with an older processor and slowly upgrade over time, because so long as you're on the AM4 platform for compatibility with the motherboard, you're laughing, right? That's going to take you all the way up to Zen 3, and so long as you buy into... Sorry, I'm just going to take a quick sip here, getting parched. So long as you buy, which again, a lot of these talking points are irrelevant. If anyone wants to like discuss any of these talking points more, because a lot of the things we're discussing right now are almost irrelevant to most users. But if you want like PCIe Gen 4 and stuff like that, so long as you get into a B series or a 500 series motherboard, you're gonna get that, right? Again, PCIe Gen 4 is virtually useless to most people. But if that's something you're concerned about, you don't need to spend $600-700 on some motherboard to get that, right? It's available on $100 to $200, B series motherboards. So different things like that too, right? Ooh, is this a magic sword? Oh, I was gonna say, is that a magic sword from a lizard man? I think it's gonna be sick. HP Z440 workstation desktop PC, Intel E5 1620, 16 gigs, 520 gigabytes solid state, NVIDIA. And sorry, what is that, Rotten? Like, is that something you're considering? Or is that what you're on right now? Yeah, there's just so many, like, that's the other part too, like there's so many different components out there too, right? Like it can be really, really overwhelming for a lot of people to think about compatibility issues and how much of a power supply they're going to need to run their computer and this and that. Like, that's why I always try and help people out with that kind of stuff, because in a lot of cases, again, like, people are overbuying like a lot. Like, oh, I need a 1200, I need a 1200 rated power supply, 1200 watt rated power supply for my computer, running a single graphics card, motherboard, and the regular setup. That's a lot of overkill. Doesn't matter what GPU you're running with whatever setup you're running on, right? Oh, okay. Oh, that's actually not too bad, man. I'd have to look up the graphics card, but I mean, realistically, like, any graphics card nowadays, that's what I'm saying, like, any graphics card released in the last couple of years is going to be able to run most games at 1080p. Like, 1080p isn't hard to run nowadays, folks, so that's a nice thing, right? And again, as long as you're getting 60 frames per second, most people are going to be maxing out their monitors. Anyone running on like a TV, most people are going to be running a 60 hertz TV. So 60 frames per second is all you need. Anything above that, just being thrown out the window, folks. Being thrown out the window. Yeah, if you link it to me in Discord, Rotten, I'll definitely take a look at it, bud. I'll definitely have a look at it. The only thing I always worry about, one thing I will warn you of, and that's that's a big thing in the computer, like, community and stuff like that, is you have to be very careful about buying pre-built computers, mainly not because of like, the quality of build or anything like that, but because a lot of the times the two things they will skimp out on are like some of the most important components in my opinion, is the motherboard and the power supply. A lot of times, because what they're going to kind of focus on is like, you've got this GPU with this CPU, and then they kind of like, oh, well, it's a 600 watt rated power supply, but from who, right? Because it really depends on who it's made by. Power supplies is kind of a big deal when it comes to computers. Yeah, so I have to admit, like, yeah, I would take a look at the AMD build. I'll be honest, like, some of the like the older Intel chips, I'm just not a big fan of. Because even like, I've got another computer, my other computer is what is it, an i5, I want to say it's an i5 6402P, and I'm not a big fan of that CPU at all. So little things like that. Yeah, I like the AMD side of things. The only thing I will warn you about, again, with AMD GPUs, they can be kind of wonky on compatibility and on their driver support and update. I've always been a fan of NVIDIA GPUs myself. For me, they've always been pretty tried, tested, and true. But I like AMD's CPUs. But the other part too is like we were discussing before, like a lot of the things I'm talking about now is like, you know, top bang for buck, right? Oh, sorry, excuse me. Trying to eke the most out of your system. Like in a lot of cases, you know, you're working within a budget, get what works within your budget, right? You know, you hook up a computer and you're gaming on a computer, you're going to have a fun time regardless of what components are in it. Seriously. Like you really don't need to flex out and be an elitist when it comes to computer components and stuff like that in a lot of cases. Just enjoy the gaming. Just enjoy smacking some lizard men with your katana. Just keeping it old school, right? Keep it old school. Oh, sweet. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you're running an i7, Eckers? And then Rodden used to run an i5 5700K. And see that, so the K with, for anyone watching that doesn't know, the K for Intel essentially means that it's an unlocked CPU, so you can have the ability to overclock it. The thing with Intel is you have to remember that you have to pair a K unlocked CPU with an unlocked motherboard. Only certain motherboards will actually allow you to overclock your CPU. So you have to make sure of that compatibility there. Eckers got the butter. Eckers also works in like computers and stuff like that though, right? So I mean he needs the power. He needs the power. Oh, this is a cool little weapon rack they have here. i7 4790. Oh, see, there you go. Yeah. And what's that? Is that quad or 6? Because my i5 6402 is a quad core. It's got this weird like turbo boost built into it, where it kind of like automatically overclocks it, but it goes from like a weird 2.8 to 3.4 gigahertz. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the CPU myself. And then an older computer I had that I actually built up for my nephew for Christmas time. It had one of the older AMD 6100, the FX 6100 chips. Things still running super strong. I've heard a lot of complaints about them and stuff, but it was still running super strong. He loves it. It runs everything he wants it to. So I mean, there's no real complaints there, right? And again, we can upgrade the system over time. Oh, it's a quad with hyperthreading. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, and there's so much to it, right? Hyperthreading this and GPU bottlenecks that. I'm running out of stuff here to kill. I think I might take a level down here. Might start whacking on some Ettins here. Just building up some skill here, folks. In case people are wondering, like, man, this guy's, you know, hitting on some low-end stuff here. I'm literally just trying to, like, build up my tactics at this point. More or less just kind of in a newbie dungeon while I'm chatting to folks and stuff like that. I figured instead of just sitting in town bank sitting, I might as well at least do something in-game, right? Might as well do something in-game. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Colton. How's it going, bud? How are you today? How is school going? We're playing some old school Ultima Online here. We're looking for more players, bud. Get some friends to join up. We need more community members. I think we're starting our guild, too. We got a guild started up. Works great for running 3 UO clients at once, Eckers says. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think in my laptop, I want to say I have an i7 3770. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not I think that's what I have in my laptop. And yeah, it runs perfectly fine. I love it. I can run multiple groupings of Ultima Online. I can stream Twitch. I can do whatever I want with it. The GPU is a little bit lacking in the laptop, but it doesn't really matter. It's a laptop, right? I just bought it for kind of mobile play, not for like the heavy games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Oh, none of your friends have a computer. The other part too is though, remember we were discussing you can apparently play it on mobile devices. So tablets, like phones, tablets, all of that stuff you can apparently play it on. So you can always let them know about that too. Yeah, apparently you can run, I believe it's mobile UO, and that will let you run the UO client on Android devices. So phones, tablets, anything like that. That's really super cool. Oh, look at a little diamond, the first monster. Now we'll end up getting PK'd because we're on this level, right? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I love like this new computer I built is just a beast. I didn't end up going with a crazy high-end GPU because that's what I was actually discussing a little bit earlier. The prices for GPUs right now is through the roof. It's insane, the prices of GPUs right now. So it's not a good time to buy a GPU unless you can buy a brand new one, like a 30 series from NVIDIA or a 6000 series from AMD. But unless you can buy one of those for retail price, don't buy any GPUs right now, in my opinion. But I was lucky enough to have a 1660 Super laying around from an older system, which was actually the best component in that system. So I threw it in this computer. So I lucked out that during all this craziness, I could still have a computer for PC gaming. Because I know it's a tough go out there for anyone trying to build a computer, and that's what we're actually kind of discussing too is, you know, different computer components, what to upgrade, where you can kind of push and pull on different money of different components, right? Because I find that helps a lot of people. Just knowing what you should buy off the initial start, and then what you can kind of slowly upgrade over time. Those sorts of things, right? Oh, only apples. What's everyone doing buying Apple products? Hashtag not an Apple fan. Actually, he's a really cool YouTube streamer I watch. Does a lot of like GPU overclocking, talks a lot about like GPU hardware and everything like that. Not an Apple fan on YouTube. Super, super cool guy. And it's funny too, because he's actually got a stream shed too, which I think is amazing. He comes to his audience from a stream shed too. No, Eckers, I haven't found any platinum yet, unfortunately. No platinum. No platinum. And I'm really surprised too, because I mean, I've killed a decent amount of stuff, but I don't know. Maybe my RNG just isn't with me. Maybe I'll get like 5 in a row all of a sudden, right? Oh, you found 2 so far? I'd be really interested to know what essentially like say a rune book blessed deed costs. Actually, you know what? How much money do we have? We got 1500. Okay, we'll kill a couple more. Kill a couple more of these earth ellies here. Make a couple more bucks, and then we'll go back to town and we'll check out the rewards vendor, because I'd be really interested to know what it costs to bless a ruin book, because that's probably what I'm going to save up for. I really want a blessed ruin book. That's a really good ease of life item. Nothing better than being able to recall around without having to worry about losing your ruins. Oh, Jack's got a different phone apparently. Maybe Jack can play. Maybe Jack can join into the UO fun. We've got our guild houses being placed. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we have landed on the spiritually initiated for the name of the guild. 1 second here. Need to keep hydrated here. What blessed item did I put in a bag? What did I put in a bag, Cluck? I don't think I put anything in a bag, did I? Oh, and sorry if I don't know if you were saying that to me or just in general, but Cluck is right. Don't ever put your items in a blessed bag. You need to keep them in your basic sack here. If you put them in like a secondary bag, you do potentially have the chance to lose the items. So that's a big tip. You always have to keep them in your main sack if it's a newbie item. So spell books, rune books, if you have any newbie like scissors or anything like that, don't put them in a secondary bag. You will lose them. Housing deeds, I've seen that before. People putting housing deeds in bags and stuff like that before. You will lose them. So yeah, good tip, Cluck. I appreciate that actually. Oh, he stole a newbie robe? Yeah, see, there you go. I've done that before. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it works on this server. I'm going to have to look into it because there's certain mechanics that work and don't work between different player-run servers. But a really good mechanic to keep thieves away is what you can do is, you know, kind of the orangey boxes in this game? You can get one of those and you can actually, you can use the magic lock ability on it and that will lock the box. And a thief can't like actually like access the items like that in your backpack. Like they can open them, but they can't unlock them. So you just keep a locked chest in your bag, put all your items in the locked chest, and then you can't get stuff stolen from you. And you keep the chest open. Like I have this bag right here open, and then you can just click and drag things in and out of it as you need to yourself, which is a really cool little feature for anti-thief prevention. Oh, good, you're back there, Cal Ray. Oh, bud, we were talking about it earlier. You should see the luge slide in the back. It is literally just a sheet of sheer ice right now. Kelsey and I were going down it the other day, and we've built up the end, like we've built up the end ramp more a little bit. So like you go right up, and you have to like kind of like lean into it, or else you'll just fall backwards. But you go like right up the bottom, and then come shooting back again. It's so slippery, bud. You'll have to come by sometime this week. Like, it is so much fun. Yeah, for anyone that's tuning in, I'm in Canada here. And one quick second, everyone gets a kick out of this. It's going to be blindingly bright here for a second. But this is the stream shed. There is snow behind me here, folks. So in my backyard, I have an ice rink, and I also have a toboggan hill built out of like snow, picnic tables, like random stuff like that. And essentially I have it open to like any friends or family members or anything that want to like come by, because most things in our area are shut down right now due to lockdowns and everything. So at least this way you can kind of stay safe, stay away from other people, stay socially distanced, and still be able to get out of your house, be able to enjoy some skating, be able to enjoy some sledding with the kids, stuff like that, right? Which is really nice. And we had a fire pit the other day. I've got a little fire pit available, so you can always do that as well. Have a little fire while the kids are skating. But yeah, by all means, anyone that knows me or lives around me or anything like that, get in contact with me. You can always stop by for a skate. Yes, UO Renaissance for the server, bud. So this is the download link right now. Oh. Yeah, that's the download link right there. Whoa, 250 platinum for a blessed rune book? Really? Ouch. Ouch, that is really hefty. Oh, sweet, Rotten. So we got another community member. We've got another member in the community. By all means, Rotten, if there's any tips or anything I can give you, if you need some startup cash to help you start building your character, let me know, brother. Certainly here to help. And anyone else that is starting up as well, if you need some startup money, if you need a place to macro or anything, get in touch with me through Discord. I'm available on my Discord server. I'm also on the Um, the UO Renaissance Discord server available at Heels on You. So by all means, get in touch with me, right? I'd love to have you in the community. It'd be a lot of fun. And as I've been saying, it's the perfect game I find throughout all of this, because you can just kind of hop on at different times whenever you've got a couple minutes to play and stuff like that. It's free to play, free to download. You can play it pretty much any way you want to play it too. If you just want to create a crafter and kind of run a shop out of your house, do that by all means, right? You don't have to even enter a dungeon like I'm doing right now. You could just go mining and be a blacksmith if you wanted to. I have a tailor, actually. I make clothes and I make leather armor. I need to open up my shop now. I need to open up Quicksilver's clothing. There you go. And that's the best part about it. Look at this, folks. Look at that. Look at Colton's probably rolling in his chair right now. So anyone that knows me knows that I am obsessed with Quicksilver clothing. No real rhyme or reason why. It's kind of like I guess like a youth thing. I can go into a long explanation, but I won't. But Quicksilver clothing is like a big thing for me. And whenever I create a crafter in Ultima Online, I always name my crafter Quicksilver, because the cool thing about this game is when you create an item with a Grandmaster crafter, so essentially someone that's maxed out in the crafting skill, which is 100, you actually, like, you get to tag the items with your character's name. So that's crafted by Quicksilver, which is my character, which is super cool, I think. So even if I'm to give another character in the game one of my items, their item will say crafted by Quicksilver. So there's a bunch of people in the Ultima Online Renaissance server now wearing Quicksilver clothing, which I think is awesome. Bunch of people running around wearing wetsuits. And sorry, yes, my character in UO, Colton. So my crafter, I finally got GM tailoring. So if you need clothes made, if you need armor made or anything like that, I can make all the tailoring things, like all the tailoring items. But once you reach GM tailoring or any like Grandmaster of a skill, which is 100%, 100 skill, you actually get to tag the items, bud. So your item will say crafted by Quicksilver on all your items, which is super cool. So there's people running around the game with things that say crafted by Quicksilver. And I just think that's so awesome that the game actually does that. It's like a big thing too, actually, because even I was explaining it the other day, actually, when I was at work, when I was still working for Cintas, I actually got to meet one of the guys that I used to like buy a bunch of stuff from in Ultima Online. Like, small world, right? Like, how random is that? And we're talking about back in the day when Ultima Online was pretty much the size of, like, maybe not quite as big, but you're talking about almost the size of, like, you know, World of Warcraft now, right? You know, thousands upon hundreds of thousands of people playing. So, and I actually got to meet one of the guys I bought stuff from, Mr. Ingot. He was a great crafter. I remember going to his store often. Yeah, it was super cool. Like, what are the chances, right? Like, such a small world out there. Such a small world. And speaking of which, let's bring this small world together, right? Let's make it even smaller. Let's make it even smaller. Join up the community. Join up to UO Renaissance. We would love to have you, even if you play on another server, obviously. We'd still love to have you here. Even if you just want to bounce in temporarily here and there, just want to have some fun on, like, we'll probably have some group event days and stuff like that, where we're going to jump down and try and take out some champ spawns. I believe on this server there's some different spawns, so we're going to try and take out some of that type of stuff. Again, just some different group content. We're going to have some different PvP battle nights. We're going to be doing guild wars and stuff like that, so tune in, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for the guild wars. That's something I'm excited for too. It's been a long time since we've done like anything to do with factions, so I'm pretty excited for that. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll get some factions going. Have a blast with that. We're going to create 2 different guilds. We're going to have a PvP guild and a PvM guild. So one is going to be for like going to war and attacking other people. Pretty much like like a battle royale type of system. And then the other guild is going to be our community guild. So it's going to be more based around killing monsters, helping out community members, maybe helping out new people get introduced to the game, things like that, right? Because there has actually been quite a few people. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's how I met Cluck, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's how I met Cluck. Cluck was running through town. He's just kind of like, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? Hey, I'm new on the server. Hey, do you need some money? You need to get started? Here. Get going. Build up your character. We're starting a team here. Join up the Discord. Join the Discord, you. Hey, join the Discord. Go all Canadian on you folks there, eh? People always seem to love it when I throw out the Canadian accent there, eh? I don't know. I don't usually speak like this, but a lot of people seem to think I usually do. Oh, okay. So it wasn't Cluck that found me through the game, but there was someone else that I found through the game. It was funny. They were just kind of running through town, and I could tell they were relatively new too, right? Because they had the young status and everything. And I think I gave them a check for 5K, and I was just like, hey, like we're starting a guild, we're starting some, a small community. If you want to join up, let me know. And yeah, they've been slowly speaking to us in Discord and stuff like that. So that's really fun. I'm horrible with names to begin with, so it's even harder for me to try and keep track of like a character's in-game name, right? Which is different generally than the Discord name. And then a lot of the times they've got a different Twitch name too, right? So I'm totally out to lunch generally with names right now. I'm trying my best, folks. Slowly whacking on the Earth Ellies. And that's the other thing too, for anyone new to the game, Earth Ellies is probably one of the best money makers there is, like for a newer player, because they don't have magic, and they do give a decent amount of gold. The other thing that Eckers and I were talking about last night, the kicker for them, is the fact that they give gems. So for an example, if I'm not mistaken, that diamond itself is worth 100 GPs, right? So that's almost like killing a whole other second Earth Ellie right by itself. And I believe the sapphires, like these ones, are 60 a piece. So like again, that's kind of they don't give like the most money, but the gems are worth quite a bit that they drop too. So, and like I said, they're easy to kill. Like I'm not really paying attention to my health here, and I'm still very comfortable, killing them. It's something you can kind of just throw on in the background, go autopilot on, and just kind of, hack away at, right? And that's what I plan to do this morning. I just wanted to build up some skills. I've got Arwen, she's macroing in the background. She's got her magery skill being built up. It went up really decent last night, actually. I got to, what am I sitting at now? 86.1 for magery. Not bad. 86.1, folks. And she's only a couple days old. Most of her other skills are GM'd. The only things I have left are vet. I have to do veterinary and animal taming. That's about it. And then she's ready to go and hit the field. I'm super excited to have a tamer again on this server, because like I was saying, for anyone that's new to UOR, I don't know, I've never had it before to play a server that's period based like this, where there's not a lot of custom content and everything like that, and you get an 8 follower limit for your creatures. So if you do the math, UOers out there, that means you can have 2 dragons and a nightmare. That's pretty powerful. I've never played a server like that. Most of them I think were usually 5. So you could get a dragon, 1 dragon, and a nightmare. This one you get 2 dragons and a nightmare. Tamers, watch out. Yeah, you remember that from when I used to play? Yeah, I used to only have 5. That's weird that they give you 8 now, bud. But hey, I'm not complaining. As someone who plays a tamer generally, I'm not complaining that I'm going to be able to have 2 dragons. So I'm going to have what is it? Big Dan, and Little Ann. That's a big throw out for some pretty famous literature out there. That's from Where the Red Fern Grows. It seems to be a really popular book amongst like elementary school kids too, because if I'm not mistaken, that's where I read the book. It was read to us, I want to say, in grade 3 or 4. We read the Where the Red Fern Grows. It's essentially like a coming of age story about a boy and 2 like hound dogs, and he does like raccoon hunting, like for sport, like through tournaments and stuff. But a really, really good book. Very real, you know, heart wrencher. And what I try and do too is, if you notice here, I try and keep my health bars kind of organized, generally in the order where I've got stuff. So like, and then if I'm going to pull up his health bar, I'll try and keep the health bar around him. Because Eckers and I were talking about this morning, actually. When you're out in the forest, especially, something might drop behind a tree and you lose sight of it. So having the health bar kind of in the area where it should be kind of helps you know where you should kind of look for the monsters that you're hunting and stuff like that. Just to kind of help you out and stuff like that, right? What, Mum's going to be playing this too? Is Mum joining back into Ultima Online? We're going to get you guys both playing. A little bit of multi-boxing. Because that's the other thing too that's nice about this game too. You can have up to 3 accounts on the same IP at one time. So if you do have multiple people in your house that want to play, you can actually have multiple people playing it at one time. And even... Oh, sorry, excuse me. I apologize, people. Oh, I apologize immensely. But the other thing too is if you have multiple people playing and you want more than 3 people, you can actually, if I'm not mistaken, contact them, let them know your situation. Like, hey, you know, I've got a household of, you know, 4 or 5 people that want to play. A bunch of my friends want to play. And I think they will, you know, in certain situations, let you have more than 3 accounts on at one time. But you'd have to get special circumstances for that. But, I mean, most people, 3 is enough. I'm running 2 right now. Trying to build up skills, right? Oh, Roblox. Oh, okay, bud. No, that makes sense. So are you in town then, Rotten, too? Like, are you just chilling in town right now? Because that's the thing, too. You jump into this game and you're kind of like, okay, what do I do? Like, what do you start doing? Because that's the thing. Like, it can be really daunting. There's no tutorial in Ultima Online. You know, it's not like you're going to start and all of a sudden this, like some mystical creature is going to come up to you and start giving you quest lines or something to do. That by the end of the quest line, you're going to be like fully geared and like ready to hit the field, right? It's literally like you join a world. It's almost like Second Life kind of, where like you're just magically teleported into this like magic land that kind of just exists. And you just need to like go to town. And you do. So you go out and you either start hitting a creature with a sword, or you go into a dungeon, or you start mining. You just do what you need to do, right? And by using your skills, that's how you build them up. That's why I'm just slowly just whacking away on Earth Ellies here. Can't find out how to close the help menu. That's the thing, because I know on the computer you just right click it, right? But how would you right click with a mobile device? Maybe you double click it? So that's the one thing, Rotten. You're gonna like, I'm trying to think here. You'd almost have to kind of look up on Wiki or something like that the controls for mobile UO, because that's something I have never dealt with before. I've never played UO on anything but a computer, so I only know like the mouse and keyboard controls, right? Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Oh, have a good one, Colton. All the best, bud. I will talk to you a little bit later. Probably see you on UO a little bit later, right? Yeah, for anyone wondering, that's my nephew. He's the one that got the gaming computer for Christmas because he's been doing so super well in school. He does very well in his online learning. So he got a little bit of a gaming computer for Christmas to game on, as a little bit of a, a gold star reward for doing so well in school, right? Oh, I'm super happy, Rotten. So essentially what you want to do is, like I was saying, like just start going to town. Like the main thing you want to kind of do is like figure out like the template you want to be. Like if you want to be an archer, a swordsman, a tamer, if you want to be a craftsman, whatever you want to do. And then I can kind of let you know like what skills you want to build up and how to build them up. Because for anyone who's played like I guess the skill gain in this would be very similar to say something like a like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, something like that. It's literally just a gain system through use, but it's skill based. So for an example, if you're trying to work up blacksmithing, you would create, say, armor leg pieces until you get to say 60 skill, and then at 60 skill maybe you change to an armor chest piece, and then at say 90 skill you change to creating a sword. But it's almost like Skyrim where you just kind of like create the same item over and over again. It is really tedious, but the one nice thing is there is a side companion app which is called Razor, which I'll bring up here in a second. So this is Razor, right? So Razor is a companion app that's kind of like an ease of use app for when you play Ultima Online. And essentially you can actually create macros to do things over and over again in a loop. So for an example, like I have peacemaking. So what this macro does is it literally uses the peacemaking skill, clicks on myself to use the skill, and then it just does it every 12 seconds. So every 12 seconds I use the skill, which essentially checks the skill every 12 seconds. So potentially every 12 seconds I could gain a skill point in that used skill, right? And there's different macros to gain different skill points and stuff over time, to kind of break down the tediousness of the game, right? To kind of get you more into the gameplay instead of just building your character. Which I remember in old school UO used to, like, I can remember it used to take us, you know, like literally almost, and I mean, we were young at the time, so we weren't reading strategy guides, we weren't getting the most out of our play per se, right? But it was taking us, you know, months upon months, maybe even years to build a character at those times. Whereas now, you know, I'm a week in and I'm already almost maxed out and everything, right? Like 7 times GM is what you call it, right? No, exactly, Cluck. No, you're right. I kind of appreciate the fact. Oh, thank you so much, Colton. See you in a little bit. Sorry, I thought you were leaving before. Oh, no worries, bud. I'll catch you a little bit later, man. Like I always joke, you don't need to worry. You always catch me off stream. Oh, and thank you so much, bud. Much appreciated. As always, where's my heal? Oh, I was going to say, take a healing potion with you, bud. Make sure you take a healing potion with you throughout the day and stay awesome in school, bud. Staying awesome in school is going to continue to make sure that computer gets upgraded, right? Oh, I'm super happy with people, you know, seeming to like the UO streams and stuff like that too, because I have to admit, like when I first started thinking about streaming UO and stuff like that, I'm thinking like, really, am I going to be streaming a 20-year-old game? But then I realized, like, I looked on Twitch and there's a good community around it, you know, and like we've discussed, there has to be, right? The community around UO is keeping it alive. There's a real fan base behind it. It's almost like a cult classic in terms of movies, right? All right, so let's go back to town here. We'll probably unload. I'm gonna take a quick washroom break while we're in town. Oh, and see, okay, so just for anyone new, like this is the housing, right? So like you can like this is someone's actual house. Like they bought this, placed it. They own that house, right? Could you place a house there? Maybe. I think you might be able to place a house there. But yeah, like you can own a house and you can act like you live in the house, right? You can own a boat. Super, super cool. All right, so let's get back to town here. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go to the washroom and I'll be right back for a little bit. Oh, Callie, all the best today, eh? All the best. We'll catch you a little bit later. Oh, and also too, if I'm not mistaken, I still have to accept the friends request on Nintendo Switch, so I'll do that when I go inside too. Catch you guys in a quick second here. I just have to go to the washroom here real quick. Like literally like just outside here. Oh, hello again. No. Had to step outside for a quick second to be. How's it going today? I had to bring you the blinding bright light. Had to show off. I had to prove to people that I'm actually outside right now. So again, this is the stream shed. We're coming at you from outside in Canadian winter. Hey Alexa, what's the temperature outside right now?
Right now, it's -9 degrees Celsius. Today,
Yeah.
expect a high
It's
of
not even that cold,
-2
though.
degrees.
That's really
Enjoy
not
your
that
day
cold.
in the sun.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's really not even that cold. We've been seeing probably -16 the last little while. It was pretty much to the point where when I was flooding the ice, the water was almost instantly freezing on the ice as I was walking backwards, which was really nice. Like, that's the kind of the point you want it at, because as you're just laying down the water, it's just freezing behind you, so you can kind of like walk back again and then just keep laying down sheets of ice or sheets of water to create ice really quick. And I did actually have some people stop by over the weekend, which was really nice. I got to catch up with an old friend. He brought his kids by and stuff like that, and they were able to skate on the ice, which was really nice. Because like I said, anyone in the area, anything that needs like somewhere to go, you know, socially distanced from people, I've got the rink out here for people to use. So by all means, get in contact with me. Let me know if you want to stop by, and we can arrange for a skate. We can arrange for a sled down the hill. I also have a toboggan hill built in the back, so it's a lot of fun here. Little winter wonderland in Canada, right? In Colombia, it never snows. Oh, see, there you go, Devi. But I mean, I guess that's kind of nice for some people. Like, I like the seasons. A lot of people don't get that I like the seasons, but I do like seasons. But for a lot of people, I mean, warmth is everything, right? Why will it not let me put that money in the bag even though it's not going to create another item? That's really weird. All right, I think we got to dump out some of our gunk here. All right, let's take some of this. Let's take some of these magic random weapons and we'll drop them off in our house. So actually, you folks are going to get to see my house here in a second. This house was actually gifted to us by a really super helpful community member in UO Renaissance. Oh, now I am actually going to see. Ooh, excuse me, everyone. Ooh, Gesundheit. But Lord Alex, when we first started, was nice enough to actually stream snipe me and gift me with a house and some money and some items for starting out the community. So again, shout out to Lord Alex. Super helpful, nice guy. So we're going to go check out the house that I was gifted here by him. Where's my ruin here for it? Titan Valley. Nope. Oh, it's in here. Yeah, compassion. Alright, so we'll get some of these magic weapons out of our bank here. We'll take some of this stuff to the house here. Try and unload our things here, right? So we don't have so much junk in the bank. I just have a bunch of random magic weapons and stuff like that from fighting the liches. Okay, let's get going here. We'll go check out the house. Nothing special. It's awesome though. Like honestly, the villas back in the day used to be one of my favorite houses though. Like I love the layout of this house, how it looks. You get the little upstairs patio. Usually you put a couple chairs or something up there, but it is a really sharp looking little house. Then you get the upstairs here, you get a secondary room, you get a little like crafting area right here. You can probably throw like maybe a loom or something with a spinning wheel. Really nice little house layout though. And yeah, these are the houses you can actually own. So you get containers to put things in, right? It's super awesome what this game offers for the time period it's from. Okay, so we're just gonna throw our magic weapons in here just to get rid of them here real quick. Just so our bank's kind of like emptied out, right? Because every time we like we come back from a hunt or something and we have a bunch of magic weapons, it keeps bringing us up the message. Oh, you can't fit any more items in your bank. Oh, okay, great. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to say, like, Primal Plow, super thank you for the follow today. Big John 269, thank you for the follow today. Always appreciate new members in the community. Hopefully you guys could join up in the UO community as well. We'd love to have you. I know Big John was saying that he's probably going to get loaded up on his smartwatch. And at the same time, don't worry, it'll run on a smartwatch, folks. It's that old, right? Yagorat finally arrive? Let him? Oh no, did I just butchered that, didn't I? How's it going, Jeff? What's up, bud? We're just getting organized in the game here, trying to sort out our stuff. We just got back from some hunting. Some newbie hunting, if anything, though, really. Oh, see, also too, big tip. Okay, so all these regents that I'm moving over now are literally free regents, because what I have built, and again, I try and make this stream a little bit educational for people that play UO too. It might be new to our community. What you can do is, in Razor, okay, so I'll bring up Razor here again. Like, this is the most useful tool when playing UO ever. In Razor, what you can actually set are called agents, okay? And what these are, like, little helpful little things that kind of help you play the game again, right? So what you do is you scroll all the way down to the bottom of your agents window, click on Scavenger Agent, okay? And what this is going to do is anytime you walk within pickup distance of one of these items, whatever you've flagged to be part of the scavenger item list, you will literally just pick it up by just walking by it. So if there's a regent on the ground and you have it set to pick up black pearls, you'll run by and pick up a black pearl without actually having to physically pick it up. So even if you're just running around in a dungeon, as you're running around town, as you saw, you'll literally just pick up regents over time, and it's like free casting, right? So big little tip there. Jeff is off today. No way, bud. No way. Oh, well, it's 10:30. It's 10:30, man. I've been up for almost 5 hours. Oh, actually, I've been up for longer than 5 hours. What were you playing last night, man? I hooked up the Xbox in my bedroom, finally, so I might be able to get a little bit more game time inside, and no one was on. I think I went to go play Overwatch and no one was playing. And that's the other thing too, folks. I do a lot of like high energy games and stuff like that. I play Overwatch. I play a lot of Paladins, actually. Pretty much anything, go figure by the name. Anything I can heal or be a support character in. Go figure, right? Heals on you is the name, right? Okay, so we're gonna go back and we're just gonna go smack on some more Ettins here for a little bit. That was pretty decent. Because again, all we're trying to do right now is just trying to build up skill. We're more or less kind of waiting for everyone to continue jumping into the game. You know, throughout the day, more or less just, working on our skills for when everyone joins up at night. And then also too, like I said, we're probably going to, okay. I sent you oh, you know what it must have been? No, you know what it was, Jeff? I jumped on the Xbox. You know what it was? No, I feel bad now because I did mistell that story. I jumped on the Xbox. You were playing Cyberpunk at the time, so I was like, okay, he's in Cyberpunk, one player. I'm not going to bug him kind of thing. Plus, I was kind of here, there, and everywhere. Then I left the room. The Xbox got switched over to the TV, and then I was just off, but the Xbox was still on, so... There you go. So it wasn't your fault last night. You were on. I just didn't feel like bothering you. Yeah, we're gonna go hack on some Ettins again here. Compassion Villa. Oh, we gotta put that away too. I don't want to lose that ruin. That's a really good ruin for the Lich. The Lich is at the U ruins. So it's like an overland spot where you don't have to worry much about like PKs too much. Even if PKs come, you can just recall out really quick because you can just kind of run away. It's not a bad spot. But we will get I don't know. I'm really teetering with the idea of just creating the guild at this point. I really just want to create the guild so I can start adding people up as they join in too. But what I'll probably maybe save that for tonight. Again, we've got, okay, so anyone that wants to join the Discord, I'm going to drop the link one more time here. I hope this works. But yeah, for anyone that wants to join the Discord, we do have a group going in Ultima Online, and we are starting a guild. We have a discussion going about what the guild name should be. I'm probably stuck on and going to be going with the Spiritually Initiated for the guild name. And then for the acronym, you get a 3-letter acronym. I'm not sure what I want that to be yet. So we're kind of voting on that at this point. So again, if you want to jump into Discord, jump in, vote, see what you want. So how's it going today, Devi? How are you today? Are you going to be jumping into UO as well? Hello. The famed Carl Garland. Oh, see, Cluck. So I was just about to say, do I know this person? See, it's so hard to try and keep track of everyone, right? We'll do a quick bow here, make sure we pay our respects, right? A little bit of a salute here. How's it going, Nate? It's always neat to see people in game too for the first time. Well, I don't know. I think this is the first time we've met in game. Oh, so you're lucky that you picked macing too. There's so many good macing weapons on this server. No one ever picks mace fighting. And the quarterstaffs are sick. The only thing is you can't repair the quarterstaff. Or can you on this server? Do they actually have carpenter repair deeds on here? I know some servers do allow like carpentry repairs, like on bows and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Not sure. And again, we're just going to drop the link for UOR one more time too. Oh, okay. So you're planning to repair it with your carpenter, but haven't tried yet. Yeah, I know on a lot of past servers that I've played on, carpentry repair is not a thing, and it's the same with bows as well. You can't repair bows. But on that same note, a lot of servers have kind of like realized that it's not fair for someone using a wooden weapon to not have repairs. So a lot of them just kind of like, you know, go past the programming that's built into UO, and they do allow repairs on wooden weapons and armor. So like shields and stuff, which is nice. 1 second, I just gotta... How much do I have of... Need sulfur. Oh. Do 150. So I'm just going to give... All I'm doing is I'm just giving Arwen some more regents so she can keep, like, macroing here. I think that's what the gate regents are. I think that's what they are anyways. We'll find out in a second here when she goes to cast and it still says not enough regents, right? No, okay, we're good. Yep, okay, we're good. Okay, so at least she can keep macroing there. She can keep building up her skill. She is at 86.1 Majory, folks. We are still crushing out. Enjoying the Majory gains. Lots of Majory gains. Gotta love it. That's the one thing about this server, too. I find on this server, the gains seem to be right at the right point. I played some servers where you're virtually GM 7 times in an hour or two, and in my opinion, that's not really fun. I like the character building in these games, and then I've played some games where it is a grind fest. The last server I played on was kind of a little bit in between. It was a little bit grindy, but you could get there on the right skills. And I think this server is the same thing. Like, my animal taming is pretty slow, but everything else is not too bad. All right, so what we're going to do, we're just going to go back and continue whacking away on the earth ellies and stuff like that. Because again, I like kind of the low keyness of that, just so I can stay chatting, you know, pay attention to you folks and stuff like that, right? I mean, I could be killing, you know, higher end things, as you can clearly see by my character, but I don't really want to at this point. Like I said, I just wanted to have some fun this morning, do some chatting, build up some characters, maybe get, like I was saying, maybe probably later today, by the end of today, I'm gonna have the guild stone placed. That's kind of what I want to do. That's my goal by the end of today, is to have the guild stone placed. Because like I've said, I want to be able to start actually like inviting people to the guild, because this game is relatively old. There isn't like a friends or a party system. So essentially your guild is your party system. So over time you add people to your guild, and then you can guild chat, different things like that, right? So for anyone wondering, you know, how we're essentially going to get in contact with one another throughout the game, there is Discord as well, but without Discord, there's guild chat. So we'll use that. I can switch from Cyberpunk into something else pretty easy. The new Xbox load game's pretty super fast. That is one race. The one really nice thing, Jeff, is like the virtually like instant load times, right? And no, like I said, man, it was just one of those situations where last night I just didn't want to bug you and stuff like that. I know, like, because you've gotten Cyberpunk on the new Xbox Series X, like that's probably like the new go-to game. Because I mean, clearly that game's going to showcase the new Xbox better than all the other games that you have for the system, right? Oh, I guess it helps if I actually have a sword equipped, eh? Re-equip a sword. And actually, it's funny. The other day we were helping a couple of buddies out on where to go for provocation training, because actually in the new dungeon on UO Renaissance here, they actually have like kind of like a newbie dungeon, and in that newbie dungeon there's actually an area with a fence that separates a grouping of monsters, so you can actually train your provocation on the monsters in the fenced area, so they'll never die, right? And it's funny because for anyone that's like an old school UO player, you're gonna get this reference. It was like walking down into the bone wall, and everyone knew where the bone wall was. Everyone knew if you had a combat skill to train up, whether it be you know, wrestling, mace fighting, whatever, you were going to the bone wall to train up, right? You'd stand in the bone wall, everyone would be healing the guy that we keep getting smacked on. Usually if there was someone trying to train parry at the same time, you generally let that guy take the hits. But it was so much fun, and it was like the newbie area, right? You get teleported into Deceit, where you'd be sitting at the bone wall, just hacking away at bone knights with your newbie katana, or, you know, your butcher's knife or whatever, and, you know, you'd be sitting there for hours just building up skill, trying to GM your swordsmanship, right? If you were lucky enough to maybe get a couple loots off and stuff like that, maybe you were quicker than the guy beside you, maybe you'd make a couple bucks while you were there too, right? And then you'd always see, every once in a while, you'd always see in the top corner, like, oh no, here it comes, the red name. Oh, this red's gonna clear everyone out. Here comes the poison walls. They throw up a couple poison walls, get everyone poisoned, because everyone's a newbie, right? Like, no one's able to cure poison yet. So everyone's dying to, like, low-level poison. Oh, the good old days, right? The good old days. Or back in, I can remember when T2A first came out, and exploring in like the Dead City in T2A with like the liches and the bone knights and the ghouls and stuff. And that was the place to be at the time. I always liked there. And what was it? The Terathan Keep with the little the Ant-Men. That was a pretty cool spot too. What was it though? One of the Terathans, was it the Matriarch? The Terathan Matriarch had the it wasn't even DP, it was a lethal poison. Like, it's a step above DP in the game. Because if I'm not mistaken, Dread Spiders have that too. Domino, those were the days, right, bud? Those were the days. You'd be sitting there, racing home from school, because it's the equivalent of kids racing home to play Fortnite now, right? But you'd be racing home to try and make it to the front line of the Bone Knight wall, before all the older kids got off and all the PKs got home and everything like that, right? And got online. You try and max out your skills as quick as you could. Usually, if you were smart about it, usually you'd even take a couple of dexterity potions down to try and get those extra little dex points for a couple of extra blows in, right? Those were the classic days. And even my friend and I, we used to sit in on a lot of like holidays and stuff like that, or call it early on like Halloweens and stuff, to be able to come in and play Ultima Online on Halloweens, because it never failed. There would always be some sort of special event during Halloween, right? So you'd always want, the jack-o'-lanterns or the special hued cloth or whatever they were giving away that year, right? So usually it was like you'd get your trick-or-treating done really quick out in your subdivision, and you'd come home really fast, and you'd be picking out, okay, bud, we're gonna meet in Britain. As soon as we see the quest drop, we're gonna meet in the Britain graveyard, and then from there we're off to Deceit. The night's planned, man. The night's planned. We're set. Oh, okay. The Avenger had the poison along with the Ophidian Knight errants. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought it was the Matriarch, but if I'm not mistaken, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, the Matriarch was the caster, right? The really super fast caster. They were dangerous because like those Terathans were one of the few things pathfinding wise that like if you tried to run away, like they were on your ass. But yeah, that lethal poison back in the day. Oh, I remember that. You wouldn't want to get near that stuff. And then it would never fail too, because skill gain was so slow back in the day. You'd only be able to cast like a Blade Spirit. So here you were throwing Blade Spirits down over the ledge at them. No, sure enough, one of the Blade Spirits targets on you, and here your slow ass is running on 28 kilobit per second modem speeds at the time, trying to get away from a full speed Matriarch and a full speed Blade Spirit on your ass at the time. Good luck with that. Talk about stress. Boss is asking at work, have you ever dealt with stress in your past? Yeah, I have. I used to play video games on a 28 kilobit per second modem, bud. Talk about stress. Mom picks up the phone, you lose connection, all of a sudden you're worried about getting PK'd? What kind of stress have you handled in your life? Oh, expect to get wrecked. Always appreciate the follows, mate. Thank you for joining into the community. And of course, stay healed up, right? Stay healed up, mate. Oh, nothing but good times here. Nothing but good times. I always joke about this. Like, half the times in the morning time, like, my gameplay is secondary, right? I'm just kind of chilling here, whacking on some Earth Ellies, talking about the good old days in UO. We're actually having a lot of people join in to UOR. So by all means, if you'd ever like to join into UO Renaissance, that's where we're playing right now. Join in. Oh, Delamon, thank you for the follow, bud. Always appreciated. And like Primal Plow, thank you for the follow today. Big John, thank you for the follow today. Expect to get wrecked, thank you for the follow today. Dalamont, thank you for the follow today. You folks are the reason why I keep coming back, right? I could be sitting here on my game screen without getting to talk to anyone, playing by myself. But you guys are the reason why I keep coming back. It's so much more fun playing with people to talk to, right? As I almost die. That would have been a good one. It's always entertaining watching someone die on stream, right? That would have been a good one. I'm always dying in Stardew Valley, too. But thank you so much for the follow, guys. And of course, as I was saying, if you want to jump into UOR, that is kind of where the community is going to be and where we're starting our guild up and everything like that. We're going to have 2 different guilds. So we're going to have a PvP guild and a PvM guild. So by all means, if you'd like, join up. And also, too, if you ever want to, join up on the Discord. No pressure, of course. We do a little bit of community nights there and stuff like that. I drop some old school gaming stories and stuff like that every once in a while too. A lot about 28 kilobit per second modems and Warcraft gaming. Not World of Warcraft. We're talking about Warcraft, orcs and humans back in the day. Over the LAN, right? Clean up our bars here a little bit. Yeah, the matriarch was the caster. Oh man, the matriarchs were brutal. And that's the thing too, like back in the day, I know myself, like I never ran with resist, right? Because I never really knew the benefits of resist while fighting things. Like this character doesn't have resist because it's just a regular like low end like peace warrior. But without resist back in the day, you were always getting poisoned. It was really hairy fighting anything with a casting ability. Because the other thing too was, like for an example with this Earth Ellie. Oh, okay, I'm running away. He's not damaging me anymore, right? But if he has any ability to cast, he's got a ranged ability. So they're still casting on you as you run away. So it was really hairy back in the day to try and take down casting characters if you weren't well versed with how the game played. And I mean, when UO first came out, I guess I would have been what? To date myself here, I would have been roughly just hitting double digits at the time. So, I mean, like I said, and it's not like nowadays where you can just hop on YouTube. There's 20, 30 different player guides on how to build a character, on how to do things. It was all groundbreaking at the time, right? People were figuring things out at the time. So you had to figure out how to gain a skill or how to gain a stat. There wasn't a lot of hand holding. So it took a really long time to build characters, and generally even you didn't even build characters right. I remember having a warrior for the longest time and didn't know to have like healing and anatomy because I didn't know what those skills even did when I first started playing, right? I think I picked magery and I want to say swordsmanship because I was like, man, I want to be able to carry a sword and be able to cast spells. That's what I want to do. And early in the game, it can be very difficult to make those skills work together, right? Especially if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, see, even like orc mages were brutal too, because that's the thing. You'd fall into this false sense of security with something like named, you know, an earth element or like an orc or something that you've been taking out the whole time in the game, like the rat men, right? Because that's another thing too. You'd be fighting rat men the whole time, and you're like, oh, look at Raktak over there. Look at him in his pimpin' blue jacket. What did he do? What did he do to deserve that jacket, right? Meanwhile, he's gonna start plucking arrows at you, and then the red guy is gonna start shooting spells at you, right? So there's a really big steep learning curve with this game too, in terms of what you can kind of take down in the game too. Because if the other thing too is, if anyone's new, it's not like this Earth Elemental says, Earth Elemental, level 3. Kafrishon, level 7. There's no real levels, right? So you don't really know without guinea pigging and trial and error. You're not going to know what you can take down, what you can defeat and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of interesting that way. Yeah, orc mages. Yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken too, like an orc mage, they'll cast energy bolt on you. So all of a sudden you're sitting there whacking away on an orc, you know, that you're thinking is just plucking away at you, and all of a sudden you get half your health taken away from an energy bolt, right? It's super funny. Where did my music go? But yeah, the learning curve in this game can be really steep. Oh, that's gonna be too loud. I just wanted some background music there. Even for myself. Oh, no way! No way, Rotten. Congratulations. All that research and development over the years has really paid off finally, eh? And for all those people that always told you you were never investing in your future, shit to them, right? I'm on the super team now, Mom. Look at me. I can play with no hands. Oh, that's awesome, bud. That's super awesome. So, for anyone wondering, Rotten's been trying out for a position that he's been really vying for recently, and he's hopefully got the position. It sounds like at the job. So that'd be super cool, super cool, bud. Congratulations, man! If that ends up working out for you, man, that's awesome. I can't wait to put this as a Facebook status. You want to advertise the fact you're going to be a dildo dipper? That's not really the job he's going for, folks. Oh my god. They have to get painted somehow, right? That is someone's job, man. That is someone's job. That's how they put food on their table. Oh, it's nothing but laughs in here, folks. Nothing but laughs in here 24/7. Oh boy. Too much fun all the time. All the time is fun. If you're not having fun, what's the point? Actually, it's funny too. I had someone drop in a little while ago, and they were asking me some Q&As and stuff like that. It was funny because one of the questions I brought up was, you know, what's the meaning of life, right? And I joked because for anyone that hasn't seen it before, they kind of cover that in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has like a great way of kind of summing up that question and everything. And I hit them with the, well, you know, I can give you the answer, but you're not going to like it. Well, what is it? What's the answer? What's the answer? 42. 42 is the answer. You got to ask the right question to know the right answer. And I love that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy kind of puts it that way, right? But yeah, nothing but laughs. Nothing but jokes. Always having a good time. Well, like I always joke too. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. You know, I'm getting up there in years and stuff like that. I'm not the whippersnapper I used to be in games and stuff like that. So in a lot of ways, you know, I always joke, but when I'm playing my first-person shooters, I always say, I should almost be a coach at this point. I'd make a better coach than a player, right? That's why I like a lot of these games. So then I can focus on the chat. You know, I can I can keep up with you folks. Like I said before, that's why I'm here, right? You can go watch anyone for gameplay. Come here for the laughs and the entertainment, right? Come get healed up. Speaking of which, I think it's been a little bit since I brought out the healing potion. Oh, and actually, you know what? I completely forgot to bring it out today for the new followers. You know what? I feel really bad for this, folks. 1 second here. I am like the potion man here. So what this is our RGB potion. The RGB potion is to keep lag away. All right, folks? A lot of people don't realize that. People always wonder why you put RGB in your computers and stuff like that. But RGB is to keep the lag away. So this is our RGB potion. I hand this out to everyone to keep the lag away from your systems, okay? So take the RGB potion with you today. Enjoy it. Make sure you enjoy your lag-free day that I just blessed you with, right? I hate the slimes. I hate slimes because they also ruin your weapons too. Oh, and I hate that even more. Okay, there's got to be a way on this server to get rid of like hotbars like that you've stuck together. That is really, oh, okay. I guess you pull one away from the other one. That's weird. Maybe once they're both dead. That was really weird. I was never able to do that before because essentially if you click two hotbars together on this server, I've had the issue where you can't get rid of them off your screen afterwards, and that's really annoying because I like to keep my screen really clean so then you can tell what's alive and what's dead, right? This is why we're great friends, Rotten. It is. I have quite enjoyed the friendship over the last little while, man. And again, that's another reason why I enjoy streaming, you know, just meeting people and stuff like that. You know, finding commonalities with people and stuff. It's funny too, because for years, I mean, I've had people on my Facebook page that, I mean, have just kind of been idle people that, you know, I've seen memes or something from over the years and stuff. And then all of a sudden I start streaming and all of a sudden it's, oh, you play this game, or hey, do you want to do this? Or you know what I mean? So it's kind of funny that way. It's really neat. Oh no, die into water alleys. Oh, I hate those things. Where are you killing those? What is that, like the entrance to Despise? Or what is that? Is it Despise or Deceit? No, Deceit. The entrance to Deceit usually has the water alleys before you get to the skeleton. Before you get to the old Bone Knight wall, like we were discussing. Oh, that's one thing I've never really dove. I haven't really dove that deep into the Oklo dungeon. Everyone tells me that it's actually pretty vast. I pretty much only hacked away at like the Earth Ellies and the Ettins there, like on the first level. I've even heard that apparently Smaug lives there. Like apparently it's a renamed Drake. Yeah, but that's super awesome about the super team, bud. So what does that entail? The super team, I love it. I even love the name of it. How appropriate, right? How appropriate. People helping people, right? People helping people on the super team. Oh boy. What time are we sitting at here? Oh, 11:04. All right. It's getting up there now. It's getting up there. Should probably think about cutting her short here in a little bit. Go get some lunch or something here. I gotta go hang out with the family for a little bit, of course, right? Go see the girlfriend. Go see the little guy. I've just been having so much fun here this morning with everyone. It's been such a good vibe this morning. I've really enjoyed it, everyone. You know, like I was saying, like Dalamonth, really appreciate the follow and for being part of the community here. Really excited for the future. Expect to get wrecked. You know, super excited for the future. Big John, Primal Plow. You know, nothing but good times in the future, right? And like I always say, if UO isn't your jam, stop back in for another one. I generally have my stream somewhat scheduled throughout the week. Sometimes I might switch up a day here or there for another game or something if I'm just not feeling the game for the day. But generally I do streaming Mondays at 6:30 a.m. EST, and that's generally Stardew Valley. And then Tuesdays is Ultima Online at 6:30. Wednesdays is Ultima Online at 8 o'clock. Thursdays is Stardew Valley at 8 o'clock. And then Fridays, I like to switch things up. I usually start off with a just chatting session. And then usually we get into something a little bit more high-paced for the day, just to kind of kick off for the weekend and stuff like that. Usually Paladins, Overwatch. Sometimes I've had the suggestion of Among Us and stuff like that. So pretty much something community-based that we can all kind of play together. Maybe some Battlefronts 2, because that was free for a while on the Epic Store. That seems to be really popular. Just something a little bit more upbeat and community-based so that we can all kind of kick off the weekend together, right? Enjoy what we're all working towards. Working for the weekend. And I like to kind of pump it up before the weekend too, right? Switch up my playlist and stuff like that. Go more of like the EDM hip-hop stuff instead of like the lo-fi stuff, right? Save the lo-fi stuff for when I'm just chatting in the background. And actually, give me a second here, because after this Earth Ellie, I'm probably going to run outside real quick, go to the washroom, and then start wrapping things up here. Man, this has been such a fun stream. I've been really enjoying this today, folks. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the bank here real quick. Can you recall out of these? What? You can actually recall out? Did I bring a ruin with me? I think I left a ruin. All right, I gotta go to the washroom here real quick. I'm just gonna leave my character. I don't care. I'll be right back, folks. I think I left a ruin. I think I left my ruin in the bank. I don't think I brought a ruin with me. I think I might have to run back here, folks. Oh. Oh. That is actually really nice out. That is really nice out. It's really cold, but it's sunny and everything, so the sun's actually really nice. Fliffheads, how's it going? How are you? Are you a UO player too? Sorry about that. I just had to step outside for a quick second. Are you a UO player too? Do you want to join up in the community? This is where we are playing UO Renaissance. That is the link for anyone that wants to join up, maybe even in the background or something like that if you don't want to announce that you're going to be joining up. But we would love to have you in the community. We have a house placed. We are going to be starting a guild soon. So we would love to have you in the community, either in Discord or in Ultima Online if you're an Ultima Online player. And then, of course, Discord. Well, just for a heads up, Fliff, this game is completely free to play. Oh, okay, there's my ruin. I was just being a noob. My paper doll was covering that bag. It is free to play. It's free to download. Anyone can play it. Anyone can download it because virtually any computer can play it because it's a pretty old game. So we'd love to have you, Fliff. We'd be excited to have you. We have our Discord community going. With a few different people joining. Actually, we've got quite a few people joining up to Ultima Online. So that's what I'm really excited about too, is it's a great community game because it's server-based, so anyone can jump in, jump out as they want to. It's MMO style, right? So it's neat that way. Let's get our legends sorted out again here. Sorry, I'm just distracted here for a quick second, folks. I just want to get organized here again. Woo. And then Arwen. So this is my other character here from a different account. She's just macro taming. Ooh, or Majory. It's going up really slow now. I think I need to switch to an 8th level spell. I think I'm able to cast this gate spell too easily at 86.3 Majory. So when I go inside, I'll probably have to switch up to an 8th level spell, or else I'll probably gain really, really slow. But yeah, join up to the community, Fliff. We'd love to have you. We're super excited because this game is super, super old. So I'm really glad that people have been giving it pretty warm welcome and stuff like that. And I mean, it's one of those games where the graphics aren't that great, but the gameplay is second to none. You can build, like you can buy and place a house, so you can own a house in it. You can open up a shop in it. You can be a blacksmith, a crafter. You can be an adventurer like I kind of am with this character. So much range with how you play the game, right? It's almost like a medieval like Second Life type of game where you can just do whatever you want in it type of thing. Build whatever type of character you want to. Almost, I guess kind of sort of like a Zelda game in a way. I guess in ways it would be like a Zelda game, but in ways it would be like a Zelda game because it is so open world. Like I said, you can virtually do anything you want in it. You can literally play the entire game if you want to without ever even putting a weapon in your hand. You could be a pure crafter the whole time you play the game, where all you ever do is just mine, create weapons for other people, sell them in your shop, things like that, right? So it's pretty cool. Deathsway, this is UO Renaissance. So we've been getting people joined up to the community, both in Discord and on the server. We have, I believe we're up to, I want to say around 7 or 8 people now that have joined up within the last couple of days to the last week. We've got some houses placed. We're going to have 2 different guilds. We're going to have a PVM guild and a PvP guild. So for anyone joining, if you want to be a crafter or something, you can join the PVM guild. If you want to be a PvPer in the factions, guild wars, join up on the PvP guild. We're going to have both going. Oh, just started on Evolution last night. Well, bud, join over to UOR. We'd love to have you. It's a very period-based server, so it's based around the T2A time period. But Desway, we'd love to have you if you need help. And if you want to join, by all means, we could get you started up. I've got some money that we could get you started up with, some gear. We've got some crafters in the group and stuff like that in case you need any items or anything. Bud, we can set you up. I'll be honest, the PvP, I'm not a big PvPer myself, but it seems to be pretty decent. Every single night, I want to say at around 9:30, they run like a capture the flag event. There's a couple of different like server-based PvP events. I know that I've seen faction members running around. I'm relatively new in the game. Like my account here is relatively old, like 28 days old, but I haven't actually been playing here that long. Because for a while I was kind of jumping around to different servers, kind of figuring out where I wanted to like land and build a community. And I kind of landed on UOR because it is very period-y and it doesn't have a ton of custom content. I wanted a lot of my old school friends to be able to kind of jump back in and have that like nostalgic feel instead of having to like almost relearn a game, right? Which, as you know, Desway, a lot of the servers can be very, very different, right? Oh, see, Outlands, it seems like Outlands is very... I always use this analogy. It seems like Outlands has too many wolves. It's too easy, essentially, on Outlands 2 to maybe make a new character. So you've got people that can whip off a Dexter character in like 2 hours, and then they're on the field with, you know, like a power broadsword or something, just smacking people down in like 2 hours time period, right? So far here, it seems to be pretty mixed. I was PK'd the other night, but it wasn't like it was like, you know, vicious or anything like that. And that's the first time I've seen someone attempt to kill me. For the most part, people have been really friendly here. The other part too is it's nice that we're gonna have a group, right? So Deathsway, it's gonna be really nice that when you roll out of town, if you want to, you can just message in guild chat, hey, hitting up you liches, and you'll have like 2 or 3 people jump in there with you, right? So that's a nice feature too. Oh, see, and it's funny too because I am coming in with like a group of like kind of old schoolers, Deathsway. So in a lot of cases, a lot of them are the PvPers. Like I've got a group of buddies who are like hardcore PvPers. Like that's what they want to do. That's what they want to play UO for. So it's almost as if we have like a little bodyguard group. So like if we ever want to, we can just like call up on guild chat and our allied chat, like, hey guys, we're getting hassled at, you know, the champ spawn here. You want to drop down? And they'll want to come down to bodyguard us to be involved in field-based PvP, right? So it's kind of cool that way too. Yeah, it should be pretty neat, guys. We're still working on essentially what we want the guild name to be, because like essentially what I was trying to work around was I want it to encompass like a community feel. So I was thinking what I was leaning towards was the spiritually initiated, because essentially that means once you're spiritually initiated, you've like reached a point of enlightenment in life. And I believe that's kind of like the feel I'm trying to have with my stream, is like, you know, healing people up, stuff like that and everything. So I like the idea of the spiritually initiated for the guild name, but you get a 3-letter acronym. I've been using this guy as an example. So if I click on this Jeeves guy, see how he's got his regular blue name, and then above it you get like your guild title. You get a 3-letter acronym, and I can't decide what I want the 3-letter acronym to be. I've got it in Discord right now, like kind of as like a little like chat right now in the online Ultima Online section, kind of stating like the choices right now are 15 red candles as a guild name, and then 15R as the acronym, player versus monster as a guild name with PVM as the acronym, us versus them and UVT as the acronym. Or the last one, which I was just talking about, is the spiritually initiated with HLZ as the acronym. And essentially that's like for heals, like heals on you. But I want it to kind of like encompass the community more than like being about like me, right? So I'm looking for input on what we want to name the guild, which I think is going to be the spiritually initiated, but then what the acronym should be for that guild. And I kind of like the acronym NEW, N-E-W, because the idea behind that guild too is what I'd like to do is essentially when anyone joins the server or anything like that, I'd really like to essentially almost like just automatically like, hey, if you want to join a guild where you can, you know, feel free to participate until you're ready to hit the field yourself, people can just join the guild, get some, you know, like some help and stuff like that, and then once they're ready they can join another guild or whatever. But being like a new guild to help new people, I think will help build the community in the server too. So I've thought about like NEW as the acronym too, so figuring things out, right? Oh, no worries, Dalamonth. No, don't worry. That's the thing too, like I was explaining, that's why I like Ultima Online, because of when I stream, a lot of the times I'm catching people when they're at work, so they get to game later, and generally I finish my stream now and then I go in and game later. So Ultima Online is nice because you can play whenever, right? It's not like the server really goes down. So if you want to play when you have time, you play when you have time. If you can meet up with other people, meet up with other people, right? Yeah, I really like the spiritually initiated too. I think it kind of encompasses a good mindset for the group, and also too, I just think it sounds kind of badass. But then yeah, like the acronym, I'm still playing around with. Like I kind of like the acronym, like either NEW or PVM for player versus monster, or PVE even for player versus everything, because I've heard that too. And that's kind of a good thing for what we do, because it's like we'd be crafters and everything too, so we'd be like versus the mine system versus trees, everything, right? Just being silly and goofy. But yeah, we have a guild house that's placed and everything. We have a couple of houses in a small little grouping, so we do have a start of a community. Someone calling me here? Where's my phone even? Oh. I can't answer that right now, bud. I'll talk to you in a bit. I'll be getting off shortly, man. I'll call you back in a little bit there, bud. I don't know if there is a new on that server, but I know in Evolution and in Outlands there is a new guild that helps all new players. Oh, okay, so you know what's funny then? I don't think there is that here, Deathsway. So maybe that's what we'll do as the acronym then. Maybe we'll do the spiritually initiated as the guild, like the guild name, and then maybe the acronym will be new, like capital N, lowercase E, maybe capital W or something. Like that kind of makes sense, and I like that idea behind it too. Exactly, just like that, Eckers. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I really like that, because again, like we've got the spiritually initiated for essentially the community name, right, which is cool and badass, and then new kind of encompasses like, look, like, you know, if you're new, if we're new, we're just looking to help people out, build a community, and you know, work amongst each other, right? Yeah, I always structured it that way too, like capital, lowercase capital, or like sometimes depending on what it is, like maybe lowercase capital lowercase or something, kind of like building that up, but it makes it look neater, right? Okay, so it sounds like, okay, so again, I'm going to drop this in Ultima. So it sounds like we are doing spiritually initiated. Okay, so let's get this going. Okay, so this is guild name here potentially. This is what we're thinking so far, okay? And remember, folks, this is for the PVM side of things. We can go a little bit, what I feel like is we could probably go a little bit crazier maybe with like our PvP guild. Like some people were like naming like really funny names earlier, like what was it, big booty giants, things like that and stuff like that. That's where I think we could probably have some more fun on the PvP side of things with the guild name and everything like that. Maybe keep like this more kind of tailored to the view, and then the PvP side of things is just going to be pure goofs, right? Name it whatever we want, you know, the poopy club or something like that, whatever we want, stupidness, right? Okay, so we got potential guild name is, so that's the spiritually initiated, and then we're going to do NEW as the acronym. Okay, so I think that's what we're voting on so far. So that is what we're going to do so far. And then the PvP guild, we're still working on that. People are still, you know, building characters and everything, gaining money. So that's going to come later. But we will have a separate name, a separate guild for that, where we can go to war with other guilds. We can join the faction wars and everything. We'll join PvP events. There is dueling events here in case anyone wants. So there's lots of diversity in what you have to do here. Ettins are big booty giants. Exactly. See? See, Cluck? The Ettins are the big booty giants. And we all know that Ettins, as a newbie, they're pretty decent money. You gotta slay those big booty hoes, right? All I want me is some big booty hoes. All I want me is some big booty hoes. Oh, hey, Flip. Oh, that's awesome that you were able to join in. And that's super awesome. I'm so glad I found that out. I'll be honest, I kind of maybe figured that. But it's super awesome to have you here. So very glad that you could join in. And thank you for subscribing too, by the way. And I want to make sure, because I've heard too, that apparently you really enjoy the potions. And also too, I want to make sure that while you're here too, hopefully still here, I've heard that you quite enjoy the hats too. So so make sure you get a deer earwag for your day, right? And that's the other thing too. Wait until I get my tamer going, because you better believe that this hat is from pretty much UO. In UO, you actually get to have a deer hat virtually just like this, and you better believe that my character will be rocking a deer hat in game. Oh, I'm super happy to have you here, Flip. Have yourself a great day and all the best at school today, eh? Make sure you study hard. Put it this way, my nephew got a gaming computer this past Christmas because he did well in school. Keep working hard. Keep working hard, right? Keep working hard. Good things do come to hard workers. You can always save up and buy a computer, shovel some driveways, cut some lawns. That's what I had to do back in the day to get my first gaming computer all set up. I was shoveling driveways, cutting lawns, doing what I had to do to make a buck to be able to play Ultima Online, to be able to play StarCraft at the time. That was like the pinnacle of graphics for that time, StarCraft. Hey, it all comes with hard luck, or with hard work, Flip, but thank you so much for the follow, eh? Glad to see you in on the adventures. Oh, I'm glad to hear. Well, by all means, hit me up, Flip, if you ever want help or advice too, by the way. But I'll let you get going. I don't want you to be late. Oh, I'm super happy to have so many good community members in with us and stuff like that. On that note, I think I probably am going to... probably going to shut down the stream for today. I'm probably going to, it's not probably, I know I'm going to follow this over into a raid, actually, because I always like to raid out fellow streamers, you know, try and help out other communities and stuff like that. I always like to make sure that my viewers too get passed over onto someone that's going to take care of them, right? Because that's the main thing. Because like I always joke, you can watch anyone for gameplay, right? It means a lot more to actually feel a connection with the streamer themselves, right? But, oh, expect to get wrecked. Hey, thank you for the GG. We'll catch you a little bit later. And thank you for the follow as well, bud. All the best, eh? The follow, the potions, the earwags, making sure we get it all done here, right? And I'm super excited moving forward that I think we've got the guild name down, so hopefully later on tonight we're going to place the guild stone in the guild house. We're going to get the wheels moving on that. We're going to get some people joined up into the guild. Like I said, I think we're almost starting to push double digits with our community size in Ultima Online. Just in Ultima Online. That's incredible, folks. To hit double digits in a game this old is super awesome. And I think people are going to have a lot of fun too, moving forward in Ultima Online. There's a lot of fun to be had. A lot of laughs too, right? It's going to be fun your first time getting PK'd and trying to get your stuff back, and it's all fun. But without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to log out here. I'm going to pull up my Twitch. One of my buddies this morning, actually shout out to another really great streamer. I'm gonna mess this up because I don't know how to spell his name. Okay, I think I did this right. I think I spelled his name right. No, okay, I'm gonna have okay, so the Scottish Aussie, great streamer, great guy. Check him out if you ever get a chance to. He is on a different schedule than most of us, so it is really hard to check him out, but super nice guy. I gotta figure out how to do my shoutouts without knowing how to spell the name like that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring up Twitch here. We're going to look at another streamer here that's streaming and try and do a raid here. Oh, you know what? Primal Plow gave me a follow this morning. We'll drop off into Primal Plow here. We'll drop off into Primal Plow, right? Following up with the follow this morning. Oh, there was a network error. Is he still streaming? Oh yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. So folks, again, thank you so much for the views today. Thank you so much for welcoming me in with warm open arms. I mean, I couldn't be happier coming here every morning, streaming for you folks, trying to keep you folks entertained, right?
Start from scratch.
That's the main thing is keeping folks entertained, right? And keeping everyone healed up. Stay healed up, everyone. And of course, take the RGB potion with you again, right? Stay lag free throughout the day. But without further ado, we're going to raid up Primal Plow here. He's playing a little bit of Stardew Valley, kind of similar to Ultima Online, where it's a very open-based game. So enjoy the gameplay, folks. Enjoy the stream. Give him much love. Send out the healing potions across, right? You always want to make sure you send out the healing potions to everyone. And just enjoy it, right? Just enjoy it.
Oh, okay. I gotta play that.
All the best, everyone. Peace out.
I just got Shadowlands. I only played it once, but that's because my friend has been, like, sleeping. I don't know. She's on late. Forgot what I was doing.
Boop boop boo ba boop ba boop ba boop ba boop boop ba boo. Yeah. I don't know if that worked. It said I was rating with 0 viewers. I got 8 viewers here rating out. What's going on here?
Fix Willie's boat.
It worked.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, I'm totally in agreement with spiritually initiated new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was weird.
Thanks,
Okay.
Hills.
All right. Well, the best today, everyone.